Chapter 868. Miss Lin Yan, long time no see. A handsome man walked over to Lin Yan with a smile. You are. Lin Yan sized up the man. He did look familiar, but she couldn't remember him. Miss Lin, you must be forgetful. My name is Chi Feng. Miss Lin, do you remember that we fought during the competition? Chi Feng chuckled softly. Lin Yan pondered this for a moment before her eyes glinted. The captain of lightning, Chi Feng. Chi Feng nodded slightly with a smile. Miss Lin, you finally remembered. Lin Yan had some impression of this man. Lightning was the strongest team in Group C, and the captain was very interesting. He hadn't felt indignant after losing to her. Instead, he had been very happy. Lin Yan still remembered what Chi Feng had said to her after he had lost the competition. I didn't lose to you, but to the huge potential of the Chinese racing industry. I hope that there will be more and more outstanding racers like you. That way, the Chinese racing industry will get better. It was because of this sentence that Lin Yan had some impression of Chi Feng. Miss Lin, can I sit next to you? Chi Feng grinned. Sure, replied Lin Yan. Miss Lin Yan, you're really strong. I hope that I will have the chance to compete with you and learn from you, said Chi Feng. Learn from each other. Lin Yan grinned. I don't think I'm a substitute, right? Xueqi asked the person in charge. Miss Xueqi, there's no need to rush. The person in charge then distributed some documents to the racers present. Some of them were substitutes, while the rest were official members. Lin Yan studied the documents in her hands. Fortunately, she wasn't a substitute. Even if she couldn't join the first team, she would be an official member of the second team. At least she had a name. Miss Lin Yan, although you're a newcomer, the headquarters has decided to invite you to become an official member of the second team. The person in charge smiled. Thank you. Lin Yan nodded. Everyone's eyes landed on Lin Yan. Indeed, Lin Yan had only gained some fame when the competition in the country had been launched. She was considered a standard newbie in the racing industry. However, some of them didn't object to Lin Yan becoming an official member of the second team. After all, everyone had witnessed Lin Yan's performance during the competition. As a member of the lowest level team, he had forcefully shouldered the He family team's responsibility and made them a high-level team. Among them, there were also some substitutes who were not convinced. That's a little inappropriate. One of the young men stood up and glanced at Lin Yan. She's a newcomer and lacks experience. It's not fair for her to become an official member. Indeed, I also think it's a little inappropriate for some veteran racers to be substitutes and newcomers to be official members. However, the captain of the Lightning Battle team, Chi Feng, glanced at them and said coldly, May I ask what is fair and what is unfair? Captain Chi Feng, she's a newcomer, becoming an official member of Team 2 while some experienced racers are substitutes. Do you think it's fair? What experience does she have? One of the racers said expressionlessly. Experience? Chi Feng smiled. Wasn't the ranking competition not long ago a competition? Miss Lin Yan led the He family team to the championship. Doesn't that count? Chapter 869. So what if it's a competition? Does she have international competition experience? The man sneered coldly. Chi Feng glanced at the racer and said, International competition experience. Do you have it? As Chi Feng finished speaking, the smile on the man's face suddenly froze. I remember that you have never participated in an international competition. Based on your logic, how can you become an official member of the second team? Then shouldn't it be more appropriate to replace you with a substitute first? Chi Feng said indifferently. You! The man glared at Chi Feng, but he was speechless. The captain of the Lightning team was right. He had never participated in an international competition. Even if we haven't participated in an international competition, we have participated in many competitions. Don't we have enough competition experience? Asked another racer. Oh. If that's the case, then according to your logic, the competition you participated in is a competition, and the competition Miss Lin Yan participated in isn't a competition. Miss Lin Yan's competition is nothing in your eyes. Or do you not take the competition seriously at all? Chi Feng asked. Don't try to change the topic. I didn't say that I looked down on the competition. You're the one who tried to change the topic. I never said that you looked down on the competition. Why did you have to accuse me? Aren't you having double standards? Qi Feng quipped. Lin Yan glanced at Qi Feng in surprise. She hadn't expected this man to be so good at arguing. She hadn't realized that he was like Lang Mang. The only difference between him and Lang Mang was that Lang Mang would curse and swear. We watched the competition. I think Lin Yan won the competition because of luck. Otherwise, how could a newcomer like her become the champion of Category C? Qi Feng nodded and replied expressionlessly, I think you relied on luck to become a professional racer. You shouldn't have participated in a competition. You should have participated in a talk show competition. I think it's more suitable for you. Before anyone could speak, Qi Feng added, Miss Lin Yan is my friend and an opponent worthy of my respect. I'm well aware of her abilities. If anyone here is unconvinced and thinks that Miss Lin Yan relied on luck during the competition, it's actually very simple. Whoever is unconvinced can come out and compete with Miss Lin Yan. I dare to bet with everyone, but I'm afraid that some people don't have the guts to do so. Captain Qi Feng, I didn't know that you were a primary school student. Do you like to challenge others? I'm a primary school student. What are you? Are you a prenatal student? Qi Feng asked curiously. Lin Yan was speechless. He was a living example of Lang Mang who did not swear. Everyone, please wait. Xueqi chuckled and turned to the person in charge. Based on what I know, Lin Yan is a substitute. You might be mistaken. The person in charge was taken aback by Xueqi's words. This was the list that the higher-ups had decided on. How could there be a mistake? He was about to speak when the person in charge's phone rang. Sorry. The person in charge smiled apologetically at everyone and went out to answer the call. A moment later, the person in charge returned. Sorry, I made a mistake. Miss Lin Yan is indeed on the list of substitutes, said the person in charge. The rest of my life with you, sweet and warm, will continue to be updated on the mobile game bar. There will be no advertisements on the website, so please bookmark and recommend the mobile game bar. The rest of my life with you, sweet and warm, will be added to my collection. Chapter 870. Qi Feng frowned when he heard that. Was there a mistake? Lin Yan was puzzled as well. Why had she become a substitute? It was one thing that she couldn't enter the first team as an official member, but she had entered the second team as a substitute. She had been a professional racer for so many years, but she had never been a substitute. Thinking back to when she was overseas, she was already in the C position when she joined the WZ team. She became the captain of the WZ team. Qi Feng wanted to say something, but Lin Yan shook her head at God Z. Today, Qi Feng had offended many people because of her. There was no need. Captain Qi Feng, your substitute is Chen Yu, the person in charge told God Z. Qi Feng nodded at the man next to him. Every official member would have a substitute, and the two of them would be in charge of the handover. If anything happened to the official member, the substitute would replace him. Before that, the substitute had to serve the official member. Miss Xueqi, your substitute is Miss Lin Yan, the person in charge said to Xueqi. Xueqi glanced at Lin Yan and sneered disdainfully. It can't be. How could such a person be my substitute? Qi Feng's expression was a little puzzled. Everyone had seen Lin Yan's performance during the competition. In terms of ability, Xueqi couldn't compare to Lin Yan at all. Hence, what puzzled Qi Feng was that the Racing Guild had made Xueqi an official member and Lin Yan a substitute. This was a little. However, Qi Feng had a rough idea of what was going on. Xueqi's relative worked in the Racing Guild. Lin Yan had clearly become an official member of the second team and the documents had been issued. How could there be a mistake? Xueqi hadn't spoken earlier. She seemed to be chatting on her phone. Qi Feng immediately glanced at Xueqi. Xueqi must have done something to change Lin Yan from an official team member to Xueqi's substitute. I want Miss Lin Yan to be my navigator, Qi Feng told the person in charge after a moment of silence. Hearing that, everyone was stunned. A racer was going to be a navigator? The person in charge scrutinized Lin Yan. He had seen some information about Lin Yan. When she had first joined the He family team, she had indeed been a good navigator. At this stage, Lin Yan was just a substitute. Even if Qi Feng were to be the navigator, it wouldn't be a problem. Captain Qifeng, I'm afraid you're thinking too much. The person in charge just said that Lin Yan is my substitute and needs to be handed over to me. Is it possible for her to be your navigator? Xueqi glanced at Qifeng. Godzi instinctively turned to look at Xueqi. This woman was too bold. If she knew that she was targeting Yeva, who knew how she would react? Qifeng quipped, Miss Lin Yan isn't just a racer. She's also an outstanding navigator. She has the right to decide whether to enter the second team as a navigator. If Miss Xueqi doesn't agree, let Miss Lin Yan be your navigator. How about that? Xueqi furrowed her brows. Even if Lin Yan's navigator skills weren't bad, would Lin Yan really help her? Wouldn't she be a ticking time bomb if she were to be her navigator? Previously, Xueqi had informed her uncle at the headquarters to change Lin Yan's official member to her substitute. She had wanted to take this opportunity to teach Lin Yan a lesson. However, if Lin Yan joined the second team as a navigator, there wouldn't be a substitute. At the moment, the second team still lacked an outstanding navigator. Besides, every official member could bring their own navigator. Chapter 871. If Qifeng gave this spot to Lin Yan, she wouldn't be able to do anything unless she wanted Lin Yan to be her navigator. However, she wasn't that stupid. Sure. Xueqi nodded and sneered coldly. Isn't she just a substitute? If you want her, you can have her. I have my own navigator. I don't need an amateur like her. Miss Lin Yan, is there a problem with being my navigator? Qifeng asked Lin Yan. No matter what, he had to listen to Lin Yan. If she didn't agree, he wouldn't force her. It's my honor, replied Lin Yan. Instead of being a substitute, she might as well be a navigator. Initially, Lin Yan had come to the headquarters to see if she had a chance to meet the higher-ups of the guild so that she could have a chance to compete. However, based on the current situation, it didn't seem that easy. She hadn't even seen the higher-ups. Given the current situation, she could only take it one step at a time. She hoped that she would be able to find some hope in the international competition. Otherwise, she would have to say goodbye to the racetrack. Actually, Lin Yan had taken a risk by joining the second team. The second team was bound to meet with foreign teams and guilds. If she wasn't careful and someone saw her, her identity would be exposed. If the foreign and Chinese guilds discovered that Yeva was Lin Yan, she wouldn't be able to compete for the rest of her life. All right, everyone, go back and rest. Thank you for your hard work, said the person in charge. Miss Lin Yan, I wish you good luck. However, I don't think your luck will be that good. I told you not to fall into my hands. Otherwise you will suffer. Xueqi walked over to Lin Yan and sneered coldly. I don't eat fruits, replied Lin Yan calmly. After leaving the headquarters, Qifeng chased after her. Miss Lin Yan, you have to be careful of Xueqi. She must have been the one behind you becoming a substitute. She has a relative working in the guild, Qifeng told Lin Yan. Lin Yan nodded. Yeah, but I don't think much of her. I just think she's noisy. Miss Lin Yan, you have to be careful. This kind of person is narrow-minded. You have to be wary of her. However, I have to thank her. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't have been able to find an outstanding navigator like you. Qifeng grinned. I really envy you for having such a great navigator, Lin Yan teased. Miss Lin Yan, to be honest, I'm envious of myself. Miss Lin Yan is my navigator. I'll leave everything to you. I'll follow your lead, said Qifeng. Although Qifeng knew that given his standards, he wouldn't be able to do well even if he participated in the international competition. If Lin Yan was the navigator, he wouldn't lose too badly even if he lost. During the competition, Qifeng's lightning team had lost to the dark horse of the He family team. Lin Yan had been riding the dark horse of the He family team. Qifeng had fought Lin Yan before, so he naturally knew her standards. When he had been in Division C, he hadn't taken any of the teams seriously. Who would have thought that Lin Yan would knock him off his throne? After that, Qifeng had been very interested in this opponent. He had investigated Lin Yan's background and learned more about her. She had even been a navigator in the He family team before, and her standards were extremely high. The more he investigated Lin Yan's background, the more Qifeng respected the opponent who had defeated him. Qifeng hadn't expected that he would be on the battlefield with this opponent so soon. Actually, It was all thanks to Xueqi. If Xueqi hadn't caused trouble and played dirty tricks, Lin Yan wouldn't have become his navigator. Chapter 872. Lin Yan had just bid farewell to Qi Feng when she received a call from Pei Yutong. He had something important to discuss with her. The two of them arranged a place to meet. Pei Yutong stared at Lin Yan agitatedly. Sister Yan, something has happened. Something big has happened. Lin Yan glanced at Pei Yutong in confusion. What had happened? Why was this kid so agitated? What's wrong? Asked Lin Yan. Pei Yutong leaned closer to Lin Yan with a mysterious look on his face. Do you know that the international competition will be held in the country this time? The corners of Lin Yan's mouth twitched. Is that all? Initially, she had wanted to meet Pei Yutong and find out more about his brother. However, she dismissed that idea when she saw how unreliable he looked. She should find someone else to find out more. Ling Yu was more reliable than this fellow. Daddy, I just wanted to discuss something with you. Look at Storm. We didn't do well in the previous competition. This is a good opportunity. Daddy, come to Storm and help me. Help Storm enter the international competition and make Storm famous. I believe that with your ability, it won't be a problem for you to enter the third level of the international competition. Pei Yutong said. You didn't do well in the competition? Lin Yan asked meaningfully. Of course. I just didn't do well. Pei Yutong nodded furiously. Lin Yan was speechless. It was a miracle that they hadn't been eliminated. How could that be considered not doing well? Daddy, the He family team has grown up. It's time for them to learn how to compete. However, Storm is still in its infancy. It needs your love, replied Pei Yutong. I don't have time, replied Lin Yan. Daddy, you're so heartless, cruel, and unreasonable. Pei Yutong looked aggrieved. Before Lin Yan could respond, Pei Yutong added, Daddy, we love each other. Why don't you come and help me? A relationship? Lin Yan was puzzled. Daddy, don't you know? This is a very famous and touching story, replied Pei Yutong. Tell me. Lin Yan picked up the two kittens and sat on the couch. Please begin your performance. Pei Yutong cleared his throat and gazed at Lin Yan solemnly. Once upon a time, there was a farm with a cow and a dog. They were very close. However, one day, the cow got old and couldn't work anymore. Hence, the owner sold the cow to a cattle dealer. Who knew that the dog wouldn't eat or drink without the cow's company? It would whine every day. In the end, the owner was touched by the dog. Daddy, guess what happened? Lin Yan frowned and pondered for a moment. Then, she glanced at Pei Yutong. Master is finally touched by the cow and the dog's friendship. Yes, yes, yes. That's right. Pei Yutong nodded repeatedly. In the end, the owner tearfully sold the dog to the cattle dealer? Lin Yan was puzzled. The smile on Pei Yutong's face froze. The corners of Pei Yutong's mouth twitched as he stared at Lin Yan. Was this woman a demon? No, Daddy. The owner redeemed the cow in the end. This is a relationship between a cow and a dog. I'm the cow and you're the dog. Pei Yutong gazed at Lin Yan. What did you say? Lin Yan frowned. Pei Yutong glanced at Lin Yan. If you don't want to be the dog, you can be the cow. I'll be the dog. Lin Yan was speechless. Chapter 873. They hadn't seen each other for a few days, but this kid must be beyond cure. How could he be cured? Daddy, are you touched? Do you want to come and help me? Pei Yutong grinned. No, replied Lin Yan expressionlessly. Pei Yutong looked as though he had lost all hope in life. He was about to say something when Lin Yan added, I have already left the He family team. I plan to start a new team. Pei Yutong looked astonished. Sister Yan, are you joking? You want to create your own team? Yeah. Lin Yan nodded. Daddy, you want to be your own boss? Pei Yutong replied hastily. That's a smart move. Do you want to invest? Count me in. I have to join your team. Lin Yan's eyes lit up at the mention of investment. Do you have money? Lin Yan couldn't help but feel suspicious. Pei Yutong scanned his surroundings and replied softly. Yes, I do. Actually, I have a secret stash of money. I use it to flirt with girls. No, no, no. I use it to get married. Lin Yan was speechless. The kid had exposed himself. Sister Yan, have you registered your team? Do you have an office space? Asked Pei Yutong. I haven't registered it yet, but I have an office and a training ground. If you want to join, we can split the rent. I'll take you to the office first, replied Lin Yan. She drove Pei Yutong to the office. He Luffing was playing computer games listlessly in the office. When he saw Lin Yan, he sprang to his feet hastily. Sister, I've been working. I haven't been playing games. Before Lin Yan could respond, He Luffing's eyes landed on He Luffing. Hey, isn't that Boss Pei from Storm? He Luffing. Pei Yutong was startled when he saw He Luffing. Did Lin Yan's new team have such a thing? He Luffing was famous in the racing industry in the country. Anyone who came into contact with him would die. Boss He, do you know my sister? Asked He Luffing curiously. Yeah, I know her very well. Pei Yutong quipped. I heard from Sister Yan that she wants to start a team. I want to invest in it. He Luffing nodded and said, Boss Pei, I knew it. You should have disbanded your racing team a long time ago. It's such a trashy team with useless members. You'd be burning money if you kept it. Boss Pei, you're a smart man. You disbanded your team and invested in us. The corners of Pei Yutong's mouth twitched as he glanced at Lin Yan. Can I hit him? Lin Yan glanced at him. No. Pei Yutong muttered, biased. Let's talk about investing. Lin Yan grinned at Pei Yutong. Look at this place. It's such a good location and it's huge. The rent is huge. How about we split it? The location is good and huge. There's also a training ground. Even my training ground isn't as luxurious. Sister Yan, I didn't know that you were so rich. Impressive. Pei Yutong quipped. Oh yeah, Sister Yan. How much does it cost to rent such a huge place? Let me calculate, asked Pei Yutong. It's the market price. Lin Yan grinned. Before Lin Yan could respond, He Luffing quipped. Sister, didn't the boss give us this place for free? It doesn't cost anything. It doesn't cost anything? Pei Yutong was startled. Don't listen to him. There's no such thing as a free place, quipped Lin Yan. Sister, how could I be spouting nonsense? It's true that it doesn't cost anything. I was there too. The boss gave it to us for free. I can't be wrong. He Luffing looked confident. Lin Yan glanced at He Luffing and fell silent for a few seconds. Then, she turned to Pei Yutong. What did you say? Pei Yutong quipped. How much does the venue cost? Let me calculate. No, it was the first sentence, replied Lin Yan. Pei Yutong scratched his head. Can I kill him? Lin Yan replied. Sure. Chapter 874. He Luffing glanced at Lin Yan and scratched his head. Are you my sister? Lin Yan glanced at He Luffing. I'm your cousin. He Luffing looked aggrieved. You're my cousin too. How could you allow an outsider to hit me? Lin Yan was speechless. Sister Yan, look. Your land is free. What about the rent? Pei Yutong glanced at Lin Yan with a smile. Not a single cent less. Lin Yan replied resolutely. I'll give you a 20% discount according to the market price. Pei Yutong was speechless. She was really obsessed with money. Pei Yutong was about to continue when Lin Yan's phone rang. Lin Yan whipped out her phone and saw that it was her boss. Lin Yan had just picked up the call when she heard a low howl that sent chills down her spine. Boss. Lin Yan frowned. There was no response. Instead, she heard the sound of something smashing. What's wrong? Are you all right? Lin Yan asked anxiously. There was still no response. What happened? He Luffing glanced at Lin Yan curiously. I'm going up. Lin Yan didn't answer He Luffing. Instead, she hung up and left the office. She took the elevator upstairs. The boss's office door wasn't locked. Lin Yan pushed it gently and walked in. However, the moment she entered, she was shocked by the scene before her. The office was in a mess. The desk had been overturned, and office supplies were scattered all over the floor. The man's handsome face was contorted in a hideous manner. Lin Yan glanced at the man and opened her mouth, as though she wanted to say something. However, the man's gaze made Lin Yan's heart turn cold. A chill ran down her spine, and she had the urge to flee. "Boss, are you all right?" Lin Yan asked anxiously. However, Lin Yan regretted asking. Given the man's current state, even if he said he was fine, she wouldn't believe him. Swoosh! Before Lin Yan could continue her train of thought, something flew out of the man's hand and flew at her. Instinctively, Lin Yan wanted to dodge it, but it was too fast. By the time this thought crossed her mind, the object had already flown towards her. In the blink of an eye, Lin Yan felt a stinging sensation on her cheeks. With a loud bang, the wall behind Lin Yan caved in from the impact of the flying object. Lin Yan was flabbergasted. She ignored the stinging pain on her face and bolted out of the office. Just now, the man's aim wasn't good. If his aim was good, his head might have been smashed into pieces. Lin Yan had no idea what had happened to the man, nor did she have the time to ponder. She didn't dare ask. Her top priority now was to stay alive. Before Lin Yan could leave the office, the man's figure flashed past her. His aura was like that of a wild beast that could topple mountains and overturn seas. The man clutched Lin Yan's wrist with such force that her forehead broke out in cold sweat. Lin Yan had no doubt that the man would crush her hand if he exerted more force. "Boss, are you crazy?" Lin Yan stared at the man's eyes, which were devoid of human emotions. She used all her strength to shout. Perhaps it was because of Lin Yan's shout or something else, but the man's ferocious expression morphed into a look of struggle and pain. Lin Yan could tell from the man's eyes that he was struggling to resist something. Chapter 875. The two of them were locked in a stalemate for about half an hour. The man's grip on Lin Yan's wrist gradually loosened. Lin Yan seized the opportunity to jerk away and retreat to the side. She had wanted to leave, but she was worried when she saw the man in this state. Who knew what was going on with this man? Would he continue to lose control and smash the glass of the office and fall from dozens of floors of a building? Relax. Take a deep breath. Lin Yan calmed down and whispered to the man. Perhaps it was a coincidence, but the man began to take deep breaths. Lin Yan stepped forward and placed her hand gently on the man's shoulder. If the man overreacted, she would be able to escape immediately. However, the man didn't react. A few seconds later, Lin Yan mustered up her courage and led the man to the couch. She made him sit down. "Calm down and don't let your imagination run wild." Lin Yan gazed at the man as she spoke softly. Lin Yan was already used to doing this. Come to think of it, the man in her house sometimes did the same thing. Lin Yan was startled at the thought of Pei Yuqing. Why did the man in front of her and Pei Yuqing have this problem? Why would they lose control for no reason? Why did she have to calm them down? However, the only difference was that Pei Yuqing hadn't lost control as badly as the man in front of her. Ever since the incident at the bar, Pei Yuqing's condition had been stable. Occasionally, the watch on his wrist would sound an alarm, but it would calm down quickly. Pei Yuqing was able to control himself and had never lost control in front of her. Thank you. After some time, the man on the couch suddenly spoke. His voice was slightly hoarse. "Boss, how are you feeling? Are you all right?" Lin Yan heaved a sigh of relief when the man regained his senses. "Are you all right? Did I hurt you?" The man raised his head and studied Lin Yan. Lin Yan rubbed her wrist and instinctively glanced at the wall behind her. He hadn't hurt her, but he had almost killed her. "Boss, I'm fine. How are you feeling?" "I'll call the doctor," replied Lin Yan. "There's no need." The man shook his head. "It's useless to go to the hospital. I just need you by my side." "Huh." Lin Yan glanced at the man in surprise. Why did those words sound so weird? The man frowned and shook his head vigorously. "It's nothing. It's just an old problem. Don't worry, it won't happen again in a short period of time." Lin Yan was speechless. Look, are these the words of a human? Don't worry? Just now, I almost lost my life. If she doesn't worry, then she really has a big heart. Worrying about men was secondary. She was more worried about her own life. If the boss was gone, he could be replaced, but if she lost her life, then she would be completely gone. Please, help me, pour a glass of water, the man said after a moment of silence. Lin Yan scanned her surroundings. The water dispenser had been smashed into smithereens. Where could she get water? Lin Yan got up and passed a bottle of water to the man. After drinking the water, the man's complexion improved. Boss, what's your problem? Do you really not need to go to the hospital? Lin Yan asked anxiously. No need. The man shook his head. It's an old illness. It can't be cured. Lin Yan rested her chin on her hand and pondered. Chapter 876. Was it a coincidence? Why did Pei Yuqing have the same problem? It was also an old illness that the hospital couldn't cure. Most importantly, Pei Yuqing's symptoms were extremely similar to this man's. Thank you. Today. It's all thanks to you. The man stared at Lin Yan meaningfully. Lin Yan was speechless. Why was he thanking her? She hadn't treated his illness. Shall I go down first? Asked Lin Yan. Wait, the man said. Let me introduce myself again. The man extended his hand. My surname is Xiao. Lin Yan was speechless. Xiao Yao, the man replied. All right, boss Xiao Yao. My name is Lin Yan. I'm your employee, replied Lin Yan. Go ahead. Come up and clean up when you have time, said the man. Lin Yan was speechless. She was a translator, not a cleaner. Was it appropriate for her to do 2 jobs with 1 salary? Lin Yan left the office and bumped into Pei Yutong. Pei Yutong's face was pale as he stared at Lin Yan in astonishment. Are you a thief? Lin Yan glanced at Pei Yutong. F***CK. Oh my god. F***CK Big Whitey. Pei Yutong was horrified. Big Whitey. Lin Yan was puzzled. It's a white pit bull I used to raise. It's called Big Whitey, replied Pei Yutong. What nonsense are you talking about? Why are you here? Asked Lin Yan. Oh my god. Sister Yan, Daddy, my biological father. He's the person inside. Pei Yutong pointed at the office behind Lin Yan. Why? Do you know him? Lin Yan asked curiously. Pei Yutong shook his head. I don't know him. What are you trying to say? Lin Yan realized that she was gradually losing her patience. How should I explain it to you? Have you seen a sci-fi movie? An evolved being? An evolved being. Pei Yutong said excitedly. Lin Yan was speechless. Let me tell you, Sister Yan. He's definitely an evolved being. He's the kind in sci-fi movies. Believe me. If I lie to you, my team will disband. Pei Yutong said. Lin Yan hadn't expected Pei Yutong to know about evolved beings. However, on second thought, he was Pei Yuqing's younger brother after all. Besides, the entire Pei family wasn't ordinary. It wouldn't be surprising if Pei Yutong knew about evolved beings. Sister Yan, I swear that I'm telling the truth. There are really evolved beings in this world, and the system is very complicated and huge. My family has many records and I've read all of them. I'm not crazy or spouting nonsense. Pei Yutong was afraid that she wouldn't believe him. Oh. Lin Yan nodded. Sister Yan, do you really believe me? There's nothing wrong with my brain. Don't look at me like that. Pei Yutong said anxiously. Why are you shouting? I believe you. Lin Yan glanced at him. Huh. Pei Yutong was taken aback. You believe me just like that? You believe me so quickly. Are you taking me for a fool? I'm not brushing you off, replied Lin Yan. Most people wouldn't believe it. Pei Yutong was a little doubtful. Lin Yan grinned. I don't believe you. You're begging me to believe you. I believe you, but you say that I'm brushing you off. Pei Yutong replied. Sister Yan, I don't care if you believe me or not, but I have to remind you that that man is really an evolved being. Besides, you'd better stay away from him. I wouldn't harm you. You almost got killed just now. Lin Yan nodded and stared at Pei Yutong. All right. All right. I believe you because I'm also an evolved being. Chapter 877. Pei Yutong gasped in shock as he stared at Lin Yan in disbelief. Do you think I'm stupid? Are you kidding me? Pei Yutong frowned. Lin Yan chuckled softly. Do you still remember the time you looked for God Zi and Nan? Song Yaonan? Pei Yutong quipped. I think so. They looked for the Air Force, replied Lin Yan. I know. What happened? Pei Yutong asked curiously. We fought after that. The corners of Lin Yan's mouth curled up. I remember it clearly. Sister Yan, you defeated a group of men by yourself. You beat them up as though you were playing F***CK. Pei Yutong stared at Lin Yan in shock. So, Sister Yan, you're really an evolved being? I thought that you were born with divine power. Why? Are you afraid? Lin Yan grinned. Pei Yutong was speechless. I'm afraid. How can I be afraid of you? As the saying goes, even a vicious tiger won't eat its cubs. Daddy, you won't hurt me. Besides, I think that there must be evolved beings in the Pei family. I have many suspects, but I don't have any evidence. Pei Yutong stroked his chin. Lin Yan was speechless. For example, his brother, Pei Yuqing? Pei Yuqing was an evolved being. There was no doubt about it. Lin Yan even suspected that Xing Chen and the others might be evolved beings. Currently, there were only a few people in Cloud Manor who didn't look like evolved beings. They were Pei Yutong, Pei Nanshu, and the cleaning lady. Daddy, I've lived for a long time. This is the first time I've met a real evolved being, and I met two at once. I'm so excited. How can I become an evolved being? I want to try too. How would I know? I'm as confused as you, replied Lin Yan. Pei Yuqing replied in disbelief. No way. Sister Yan, aren't you an evolved being? Why don't you know anything? Oh yeah, Sister Yan, let me tell you the truth. I'm an evolved being. There's nothing I don't know. Theorist. Why are you asking me if you know? Asked Lin Yan. I was so excited that I forgot the theory, replied Pei Yutong. Don't tell your brother about this. Do you understand? Lin Yan instructed him. What do you want to talk to my brother about? Pei Yutong looked confused. I almost got killed, replied Lin Yan. I don't want your brother to worry. Oh, I understand. I don't dare to say anything even if you want me to. Think about it. If you were with me and you were almost killed, my brother would break my legs, replied Pei Yutong. You are worth teaching. Lin Yan nodded in satisfaction. Since you're so smart, I will pay you the rent. You're waiving it? Pei Yutong's eyes lit up. I'll give you a 30% discount, replied Lin Yan. Pei Yutong. After returning to the office, he discussed the details of the new team with He Luffing and Pei Yutong. In any case, the new team was going to be established. From tomorrow onwards, it would be officially registered and would be recruiting excellent racers. Even if Lin Yan couldn't be the person in charge of the new team because of her ban, Pei Yutong could still take over. Lin Yan wasn't worried about the establishment of the new team. She was only worried that she wouldn't be able to compete because of her ban. Not long after, the International League would be held in Hua Nation. The only thing they could do now was to see if there were any opportunities during this period. If there was really no other way, she would have to be the coach of the new team. Chapter 878. Sister, the recruitment notice has been sent out. He Luffing suddenly opened his mouth to speak. Huh. Lin Yan snapped back to her senses and instinctively glanced at He Luffing. You sent it out? Where did you send it? Where else? I sent it online. I searched for a few recruitment websites, replied He Luffing. Lin Yan was speechless. They were recruiting professional racers online? Why did she feel that with He Luffing around, the new Aurora team would disband and close down soon? Sister Yan, your brother is really talented. Pei Yutong gave Lin Yan a thumbs up. Lin Yan glanced at Pei Yutong and sneered coldly. You're right. He Luffing, who seemed a little unhappy, said indignantly, What do you mean? Are you looking down on me? Have you heard of experts hiding among the people? What's wrong with recruiting online? Who knows? Someone might apply soon. He Luffing had just finished speaking when someone knocked on the door. Are you hiring racers here? We're here to apply. Lin Yan was speechless. Pei Yutong was speechless. F***CK. Is that even possible? Pei Yutong was astonished. Even Lin Yan was puzzled. Even if they could really recruit racers online, wasn't that a little too fast? He Luffing had just announced the recruitment notice a second ago, and someone had come to apply. After opening the door, two men walked into the office one after another. Lin Yan and He Luffing's expressions changed the moment they saw them. Lin Yan and He Luffing exchanged a glance and saw the shock in each other's eyes. He Luffing had a deep impression of these two men. Even if they turned into ashes, he would still be able to recognize them at a glance. Although the two of them had deliberately put on makeup, it was too perfunctory. Who else could they be other than the crazy Zhang San and Li Si brothers? Some time ago, He Luffing had pretended to be Xiao to scare them away. He had never imagined that they would come looking for him today. However, Pei Yutong, who had no idea what had happened and didn't know them, looked puzzled. Sirs, how old are you? Why are you still trying to be a racer? Pei Yutong frowned at Zhang San and Li Si. Who's your uncle? Li Si glared at Pei Yutong. I'm your aunt. Auntie. The corners of Pei Yutong's mouth twitched. He was obviously an old man. Although he had put on feminine makeup. Wasn't this too perfunctory? You're an auntie just because you're wearing women's clothes and makeup? If I were to wear ancient clothes, wouldn't I be an ancient person? Pei Yutong sneered. Sis, this. He Luffing walked over to Lin Yan and wanted to whisper something to her. However, Lin Yan shot him a look to tell him not to make a sound. These two old men were not ordinary people. Although there might be something wrong with their brains, they were real evolvers. A few days ago, the two of them had been scared off by He Luffing. They had probably realized that they had fallen into He Luffing's trap. That was why they had deliberately disguised themselves to check on him. If that was the case, the two of them wouldn't be so stupid. However, if they weren't stupid, why were they dressed up? Li Si had even disguised himself as a woman. Which part of him looked like a woman? I say, sirs. Pei Yutong wanted to continue, but He Luffing interrupted him. Boss Pei, this is Auntie. Chapter 879. Huh. Pei Yutong glanced at He Luffing strangely. Uncle, Auntie, our racer. He Luffing glanced at the two of them. Although he was smiling, he was actually very nervous. All he wanted was for the two of them to leave as soon as possible. Little brother, how should I address you? What's your surname? Li Si grinned at He Luffing. He Luffing broke out in a cold sweat as he replied fearfully, My surname is Xiao. Xiao. Are you serious? He Luffing was speechless. I said that we aren't recruiting. If there's nothing else, just leave. Don't delay our work. Pei Yutong sounded a little impatient. However, the two of them didn't respond. They walked towards Lin Yan. However, with every step they took, Lin Yan took a step back. Young lady, you have delicate features. It's our first time meeting. I have a gift for you. Don't reject it, said Zhang San. I don't deserve a reward, replied Lin Yan expressionlessly. Hey, the two of you are speaking so strangely. Is there something wrong with your brains? If you don't leave, I'm going to call for help, said Pei Yutong. Call for help? Li Si sneered coldly. Go ahead and shout. No one will come and save you. What did you say? Save us? Who are you? What are you doing here? Pei Yutong was alarmed. Without waiting for Li Si to speak, Zhang San scolded Li Si. You idiot. If you say that, won't we be exposed? This perfect disguise could have easily succeeded. Can't you just shut your stinky mouth? Lin Yan was speechless. A perfect disguise? How was it perfect? Even He Luffing could see through it at a glance. This was perfect. Li Si glared at Zhang San indignantly. What's wrong? I'm happy. I'm so capable. Why would I need to disguise myself? I'm here to capture her. Who can do anything to me? You idiot, we don't just need to be brave, we also need to be smart. Perfect men like us brothers, if we are brave but not smart, wouldn't that be too regretful? Zhang San said. Hearing this, Li Si pondered for a moment before nodding his head. That's right, big brother. I understand now that you've put it that way. Perfect men like us must be brave and smart. Lin Yan was speechless. He Luffing was speechless. Pei Yutong. Can anyone help me check the phone number of the mental hospital? He must have escaped from there. We have to send him back as soon as possible, said Pei Yutong. Little B asterisk starred. Who told you that we brothers are mentally ill? Li Si roared. Who are you calling AB asterisk starred? Pei Yutong glared at him furiously. Little bastard, I called you. That little bastard is calling you. Li Si scolded. Pei Yutong fell silent for a few seconds. Then he clapped his hands and said confidently, Yes, it's confirmed. He's mentally ill. Bro, he called me crazy. He insulted me. Zhang San looked at Li Si. How dare you say that my brother is mentally ill? Zhang San pointed at Pei Yutong. Run. When He Luffing saw that the situation couldn't hold on any longer, he shouted and prepared to run out. Lin Yan and He Luffing, who had left the office, were pulled back by Pei Yutong. Why are you running? Aren't they just two mentally ill people? What's there to be afraid of? Watch me subdue them, said Pei Yutong. Chapter 880. They are evolved beings. Lin Yan whispered softly. What? Pei Yutong didn't seem to have heard her clearly. Evolved beings. Lin Yan frowned. Huh. Pei Yutong stared at Zhang San and Li Si in disbelief. Sister Yan, why didn't you say so earlier? Pei Yutong quipped. Lin Yan sighed helplessly at the landlord's silly son. Pei Yutong took a deep breath, and his eyes glinted coldly as he glared at Zhang San and Li Si. Are you evolved beings? Before they could speak, Pei Yutong waved his hand and said coldly, Forget it. I don't care who you are. Lin Yan and He Luffing are my good friends. If you dare to touch them, you can touch them a second time. Lin Yan was speechless. He Luffing was speechless. Little rascal, what did you call me just now? Li Si approached Pei Yutong and their eyes met. I called you grandfather? Pei Yutong asked. What did you call me? Li Si was puzzled. Grandfather. Pei Yutong glared at Li Si. You're my grandfather. I'm your grandson, grandfather. Grandfather? Li Si rubbed his nose in confusion. Do I have a son and a grandson? When did this happen? How could I forget? You fool. He's lying to you. Zhang Sen bellowed at Li Si. Lying to me? How dare you pretend to be my grandson? Li Si glared at Pei Yutong. Pei Yutong wanted to cry, but no tears came out. He had clearly admitted defeat by calling him grandfather. How had he become his grandson? Pei Yutong gritted his teeth when he saw Li Si's ferocious gaze. Let me tell you, so what if you're an evolved being? I'm a loyal person. You can hit my friends, but you can't hit me. Slap. Li Si punched Pei Yutong's left eye. F***CK. Why didn't you follow the rules? Didn't I say? Hit me. You can't hit me. Pei Yutong covered his eye. I'm going to cause trouble for them today. What will you do? Zhang San sneered at Pei Yutong. I will. I will be angry. Pei Yutong said. This little brat is really loyal. Zhang San said to Li Si. Li Si nodded. That's right. Lin Yan was speechless. He Luffing was speechless. Have you had enough? Pei Yutong yelled angrily. I'm telling you that I'm really angry. Don't force me. If we force you, what can you do to us? Zhang San sneered. I'll tell my brother, replied Pei Yutong. Your brother? Who is your brother? Let me tell you, my brother is not someone you can afford to provoke. Know your place and scram. Otherwise, if my brother finds out, you'll be finished. My brother will crush you two like ants. Little bastard, I'll beat you to death first, and then let your brother find me for revenge. Zhang San shouted coldly. Stop. Lin Yan stood in front of Pei Yutong. If I want to kill him, can you stop me? Zhang Sen shouted coldly. Just as Li Si was about to make a move, Zhang Sen stopped Li Si. Zhang San, why are you stopping me? Li Si was puzzled. This little brother is innocent. Let him leave, said Zhang San. Pei Yutong wanted to cry, but no tears came out. What was going on? Were they good or bad? Did they have a deep grudge against Lin Yan? Chapter 881. Run! Lin Yan grabbed He Luffing and Pei Yutong and turned to leave. Zhang San's evolved ability was terrifying. She couldn't be his match, let alone Li Si. Although the two of them were strange, they were powerful. She couldn't fight them head-on. Hee, you're quite fast, but can you really escape? Zhang San sneered coldly and stood rooted to the ground. He didn't chase after them. A second later, He Luffing, who was following Lin Yan, suddenly shook her off. Xiao Feng. Lin Yan instinctively stopped and glanced at He Luffing in confusion. Before Lin Yan could finish her sentence, He Luffing grabbed Lin Yan's neck as though he had gone crazy. F***CK. Your brother is crazy. Pei Yutong was shocked. Lin Yan frowned slightly. A few seconds later, she kicked He Luffing aside. He's not crazy, replied Lin Yan. He's not crazy. That's the evolved ability of an evolved being. Pei Yutong was enlightened. Yes. Lin Yan nodded. The ability to control or interfere with the thoughts and actions of others. This is an ability that only a very powerful evolved being can have. Replied Pei Yutong. You know that too? Asked Lin Yan. Of course. Didn't I tell you that I'm a theoretical expert? Pei Yutong nodded repeatedly. Wait a minute, Sister Yan. Is your brother dead? Pei Yutong glanced at He Luffing, who was lying motionless on the ground. He's fine. He fainted from his kick. The man's voice rang out. A second later, the man walked over slowly from the corner. His face was pale and he looked a little weak. Lin Yan was startled to see Xiao Yao. Xiao Yao had been in trouble upstairs. Although he had recovered a lot after being comforted, he should be relatively weak now. That was why Lin Yan hadn't asked Xiao Yao for help when Zhang San and Li Si had come. Who are you? Tell me your name. Don't be a busybody. Zhang San shouted. Xiao Yao, the man replied calmly. Xiao Yao. As the man's voice fell, Li Si instantly laughed. Xiao your grandmother's head. Haha, that's right. Xiao your grandmother's big ball. You still want to lie to us. Do you think we're stupid? After falling for it once, you can fall for it a second time. Little bastard, the same trick won't work on us a second time. Zhang San sneered. Xiao Yao did not say anything and walked straight towards the two of them. Soon, Zhang San's brows suddenly furrowed, and he looked at the man in surprise. Your level is not high enough. Your ability is useless against me, Xiao Yao said indifferently. What did you say? Before Zhang San and Li Si could continue, Xiao Yao instantly lifted Zhang San and Li Si from both sides. Very soon, Xiao Yao walked to the window and threw the two of them down from the tall building without hesitation. F***CK. Pei Yutong jumped in fright when he saw this. Sister Yan, you killed them? He Luffing glanced at Lin Yan. Me? Lin Yan was startled. No. Your boss killed them? He Luffing asked. They are different from you. Xiao Yao pressed the button and entered the elevator alone. They won't die. After Xiao Yao left, Lin Yan and Pei Yutong walked to the window and looked down. Indeed, there wasn't any bloody scene. Zhang San and Li Si had disappeared. They didn't die from such a high fall? Even evolved beings can't be that exaggerated. Pei Yutong exclaimed in disbelief. Chapter 882. Even Lin Yan was puzzled, let alone Pei Yutong. Lin Yan had never known about the evolution ability of an evolved being. In fact, she hadn't even known that she was an evolved being for some time. Lin Yan could understand if evolved beings had evolved abilities that ordinary people couldn't imagine. However, not dying after falling from this building and even disappearing into thin air was beyond Lin Yan's imagination. Aren't you an expert in theory? Lin Yan's eyes trailed to Pei Yutong. Don't worry. Let me think. I was a little nervous and forgot, Pei Yutong said hastily. Lin Yan was speechless. What kind of expert was he? I've studied it before. I once entered my grandfather's room. There were many books inside that recorded the knowledge of evolved beings that surpassed the limits of humans. It mentioned that space, quantum, matter, and magnetic fields can all be controlled by evolved beings. However, it requires a very powerful evolved being. However, I don't understand some professional knowledge. I've never heard of invulnerability. Pei Yutong frowned. Lin Yan, who was slightly taken aback, asked, "What does this have to do with being invulnerable?" Sister Yan, of course it has something to do with it. Pei Yutong looked serious. "I'd like to hear more," replied Lin Yan. "That's easy to understand. If you're fine after falling from such a high place, wouldn't that mean that you're invulnerable?" Pei Yutong replied matter-of-factly. Lin Yan replied, "You are really a logical genius." Pei Yutong grinned. "It's all right. According to your logic, if I don't drown after falling into a river one day, would I be invulnerable?" asked Lin Yan. Pei Yutong nodded. "You can understand it that way." Lin Yan was speechless. Lin Yan couldn't be bothered with Pei Yutong. She glanced outside the window. Zhang San and Li Si had indeed disappeared without a trace. If space can be controlled by evolved beings, then what about time? If we can control time, wouldn't we be able to travel through the past and the future? Pei Yutong muttered to himself. In theory, it's possible, but it's not possible. Lin Yan shook her head. Why? Pei Yutong glanced at Lin Yan in confusion. Aren't you an expert? Why are you asking me? Lin Yan glanced at him. I've done a lot of research on evolved humans, but I haven't done much research on time. I'm a top student. I'm just a bad student. Pei Yutong sighed heavily. You want to know? Lin Yan grinned. Yes, yes, yes. Pei Yutong nodded vigorously. Increase the investment and I'll tell you, replied Lin Yan. Pei Yutong, who was taken aback, stared at Lin Yan in astonishment. Daddy, are you obsessed with money? Forget it then, replied Lin Yan. Don't. This question has been bothering me for a long time. I really want to know the answer, Pei Yutong said anxiously. Increase the investment, replied Lin Yan. Pei Yutong chased after Lin Yan. All right. I will increase the investment. Daddy, you have the final say. Anyway, given your capabilities, I won't lose out. All right, I'll tell you. Lin Yan grinned. How should we define time? 1 second? 1 minute? Or 1 day? Chapter 883. Of course. Every minute and every second counts. It's the passage of time, replied Pei Yutong. What does time look like? Asked Lin Yan. Pei Yutong stared at Lin Yan. Sister Yan, are you kidding me? If I could see what time looks like, would I still need to come to you to invest and earn money? That's why there's no time in the universe. Time is just a name given by humans, replied Lin Yan. Ha! What do you mean? Pei Yutong was puzzled. Time is something that doesn't exist. It's an abstract concept that humans use as a convenient reference. It's a form of intelligence, but time doesn't really exist, explained Lin Yan. Then how do you explain the rising and setting of the sun? Isn't that because of time? Asked Pei Yutong. The corners of Lin Yan's mouth twitched. I believe you now. You're indeed a slacker. The rising and setting of the sun is a phenomenon of space. Everything is constantly operating, and the rising and setting of the sun is also a manifestation of the operation. Then, Lin Yan glanced at Pei Yutong. Go and read your book. F***CK. Do evolved people need to understand science? Pei Yutong was dumbfounded. How would I know? I'm a noob myself. Lin Yan sighed. Evolution was indeed science. It didn't exist out of thin air. It had existed for a long time, perhaps even longer than humans. It was just the result of evolution that might have transcended the inherent thinking of humans. In their inherent thinking, humans couldn't fly in the air like birds. However, the result of human evolution was possible. This was the embodiment of an evolved person's ability. In the sky above the building, Li Si held Zhang San's hand as they hovered in the air. You scared me to death. Zhang San, who is that person? You were so panicked, but your ability didn't work. If it weren't for me, both of us would have fallen to our deaths. Said Li Si. Could that man really be Xiao Yao? Zhang San was deep in thought. Zhang San, you should lose weight. You're too heavy. I can't hold on any longer. You idiot. Hurry up and find a place to land. Keep an eye on this building. I don't believe that she won't come out. If that man isn't around, we'll continue attacking. Zhang San gritted his teeth. Who are you calling an idiot? Say it again. If I don't kill you, I'm your pet. Little brother, you're the smartest, the wisest. Quick, land first. In the office, Lin Yan glanced at He Luffing, who had been knocked out by her kick. She strode forward and pinched He Luffing's philtrum. Get up. Ah! He Luffing opened his eyes in a daze and glanced at Lin Yan. Have you eaten? Asked He Luffing. Eat my foot. Are you asleep? Lin Yan quipped. He Luffing came back to his senses after a while. He got up and looked around. How is it? Where is he? It's fine. He has left, explained Lin Yan. Oh my God, sister. This is too scary. Why did they chase us all the way here? He Luffing panicked. Before Lin Yan could reply, He Luffing looked puzzled. Oh yeah, why did I suddenly fall asleep? Lin Yan sighed and told He Luffing everything. F***CK. He Luffing stared at Lin Yan in disbelief. Sister, are you hurt? Lin Yan studied He Luffing thoughtfully. Do you think you can hurt me? Chapter 884. I don't think so, replied He Luffing. By the way, sister, we should close down for a few days. Otherwise, I'm afraid those two lunatics will come again, said He Luffing. There's no need. I don't think they would dare to come in. Lin Yan grinned. With Boss Xiao Yao here, those two old things wouldn't. Even if they were stupid, they should still have survival instincts. No matter how stupid they wouldn't court death. Pei Yutong and Lin Yan had just left the office when Pei Yuqing sent Lin Yan a message. I'll wait for you downstairs. Lin Yan was taken aback when she read the message. Her eyes then landed on Pei Yutong. What's wrong? Why are you looking at me like that? Asked Pei Yutong. Did you tell your brother? Lin Yan frowned. What are you talking about? Pei Yutong was perplexed. Take a look for yourself. Lin Yan passed the phone to him. Pei Yutong was flabbergasted when he read the message. I didn't say anything. I swear I didn't say anything. How could I have the time? It could be a coincidence. Lin Yan nodded. Pei Yutong hadn't had the time to contact Pei Yuqing. Besides, there was no need for him to tell Pei Yuqing about what had happened. It wouldn't do him any good. After leaving the building, Pei Yuqing, who was dressed casually, stood beside the car. He looked a little weak. Brother, why are you here? Pei Yutong hurried over to Pei Yuqing. Can't I come? Pei Yuqing glanced at Pei Yutong. Of course not. Pei Yutong shook his head furiously. Mr. Pei. Lin Yan walked over to him and spoke softly. Other than when she couldn't control her emotions, she still addressed him as Mr. Pei. However, due to her suspicions, she sounded colder than usual when she addressed him as Mr. Pei. I'll pick you up from work. Are you used to working here? Pei Yuqing's tone was as gentle as usual, but he seemed to be deep in thought. Yes, I'm quite used to it. Our motorcade will be ready soon. Lin Yan frowned. She was still worried. You're still sick. You don't have to come and fetch me. It's been a lot. Get in. Pei Yuqing opened the door to the passenger seat. Thank you, big brother. Pei Yutong hurriedly climbed into the passenger seat. Before he could get into the car, Pei Yuqing grabbed him. Drive your own car. Pei Yutong. After he left, Lin Yan sat down beside him. Before he left, he suddenly lifted his head and gazed at the top of the building. The two pairs of eyes collided like two meteors that had deviated from their trajectories. In the office of the building, Xiao Yao stood by the window and stared at Pei Yuqing. The corners of his mouth curled up. A sneer appeared on Pei Yuqing's face. Both of them retracted their gazes at the same time. Pei Yuqing got into the car and drove away. Brother! At the top of the building, Li Si nudged the sleepy Zhang San. What are you doing? I just got married and you woke me up. Are you jealous of me? Are you doing this on purpose? Zhang San flew into a rage. Marry a wife? Li Si looked at Zhang San. Dream on. Yeah, I'm dreaming. I got married in my dream. What do you think? Zhang San replied. Didn't you ask me to monitor that young lady? Didn't you say that she had to tell you when she left the building? She came out and got into a pretty boy's car. Xiao Yao didn't appear. Li Si said anxiously. As soon as he finished speaking, Zhang San was slightly taken aback and immediately said, Where? Pointed out to me. Li Si nodded. Look, it's that car. The one that just started. That pretty boy looks rather weak. He can't take a beating. This is a good opportunity. Hee hee. She got in the car, right? Give them a car accident and end it perfectly. Zhang San chuckled. End of this chapter. Chapter 885. Pei Yuqing was chatting with Lin Yan. Mr. Pei, what's wrong? Lin Yan asked curiously when she noticed that Pei Yuqing hadn't spoken. A few seconds later, Pei Yuqing's eyes landed on Lin Yan with a smile. It's nothing. There was a fly that disturbed me. I solved it. Lin Yan was puzzled. Fly? Where had the fly come from? In a tall building. Brother, how is it? Did you control that gigolo? Li Si couldn't help but ask when Zhang San didn't move. However, as soon as Li Si's voice fell, Zhang San suddenly moved. Zhang San swung his fist and Li Si was caught off guard. Zhang San's fist landed on his face and one of his front teeth was knocked out. F***CKU. Zhang San, how dare you hit me? How dare you hit your beloved brother? I will fight you. Li Si, who had returned to his senses, started wrestling with Zhang San. After some time, Zhang San and Li Si, who were bruised and swollen, sat down. Zhang San frowned, looking puzzled. Strange, strange. Did my ability fail just now? Or did something else happen? Why do I feel like I was controlled by someone else? That's impossible. It shouldn't be. Zhang San. This is all an excuse. You are deliberately taking revenge. You old fart. How dare you punch me? I will fight you to the death. As soon as Li Si finished speaking, he and Zhang San instantly got into a scuffle again. In the office of the building, B***TCH, return my money. Return my money. Return my money. The macaw on the man's shoulder kept chirping. Brother Xiao Yao. Is it her? Sibai smiled as he studied the calm Xiao Yao. It's not important, replied Xiao Yao. Brother Xiao Yao, I heard that your brother, Xiao Ji, has been looking for her. Do you think that if Xiao Ji finds out about this? Sibai grinned. Oh. Brother Sibai, are you threatening me? Asked Xiao Yao. How would I dare? I just want to remind Brother Xiao Yao not to forget our initial promise. I need an answer. As long as I have that answer, whatever Brother Xiao Yao wants has nothing to do with me, said Sibai. Very soon, Xiao Yao looked at Sibai with an unfathomable expression. You were the one who ordered those people from the Hunters Guild. Of course. Sibai smiled and said, I'm just curious if the two of them are related. If she isn't her, will she appear? She's not her, said Xiao Yao. Brother Xiao Yao, we should be honest with each other. Unfortunately, I won't believe anything you say now. With your status as the third layer of the heaven, it's impossible for you to care so much about an ordinary evolver. You helped him several times and even deliberately got to know him. No matter what, it's impossible for someone as noble as you to do such a thing, said Sibai with a smile. So, said Xiao Yao expressionlessly. Therefore, I will dig out all the secrets she hides. If I find out that she is who she is, then no one in this world will be able to protect her. I want her to be consigned to eternal damnation. The smile on Sibai's face grew brighter. Is that so? You can try, said Xiao Yao indifferently. What? Could it be that Brother Xiao Yao's heart has been moved? She's just an ordinary woman and shouldn't be important. Or is there something else that you're not willing to tell me? Asked Sibai. There's nothing else. It's up to you whether you believe me or not, said Xiao Yao. Oh, all right. I naturally believe you. In that case, I won't disturb you any longer. Goodbye. Sibai stood up. I won't see you out, said Xiao Yao. Chapter 886. At Cloud Manor. Lin Yan had just arrived home when the two kittens rushed over to greet her affectionately. They wrapped themselves around her legs and rubbed themselves against her. Rich Prosperity restrained itself a little and merely rubbed itself against Lin Yan's legs. 1,000 bags of cash had already slithered up Lin Yan's pants and landed on her shoulder, rubbing against her white fur. Achoo! Lin Yan sneezed and hurriedly scooped the kitten into her arms. All right. Stop rubbing yourself. I'll feed you now. The little orange cat, Prosperous, was quite easy to raise. It ate everything, but 1,000 Pockets was picky. It wanted to eat the best of everything. She had only raised it for a few months, and she had already spent a lot of money on cat food and canned food. She was going to go broke from all the food it ate. You haven't found the owner? Pei Yuqing asked after he parked the car. Lin Yan stroked the ragdoll's head and sighed. No. The owner hasn't come to claim the owner even though the notice has been up for days. The caller must have either faked it or got the wrong person. Meow. Meow. The kitten's mewling made Lin Yan's heart melt. She immediately forgot about her heartache and went to feed the kittens. After feeding the two kittens, Lin Yan had to take care of the other one. Take your medicine. Lin Yan handed the medicine to Pei Yuqing and poured him a glass of warm water. Pei Yuqing ate it obediently. Lin Yan watched Pei Yuqing eat before she turned around. I'm going to cook. Let me help you, Pei Yuqing said as he followed her. Oh, it's okay. You should rest. Lin Yan walked to the kitchen. Pei Yuqing frowned as he watched the girl leave. Although Lin Yan had taken good care of him, he could sense that she wasn't in a good mood. Pei Yutong hadn't called, which meant that Lin Yan hadn't looked for him. So what exactly happened? Pei Yuqing, are you sure that I'm the person you like? Ever since Lin Yan had asked him that question, her attitude toward him had changed. Lin Yan had even told him to pay more attention to the people around him and not to use the wrong person. Nothing out of the ordinary had happened recently. Pei Yuqing pondered this for a long time, but he couldn't figure it out. Could it be that she was having an abnormal mood because of her period? When Lin Yan reached the kitchen, she realized that the ginger soup was ready. Lin Yan stared blankly at the pot of soup, which was still warm. She couldn't help but feel a tinge of bitterness in her heart. Ever since they had started dating, Pei Yuqing had often cooked for her. He had even cooked ginger soup for her during her period. Although the dark cuisine was earth-shattering, his intentions were genuine. She had been in disbelief at the beginning, but now she was completely convinced that this man, who was out of her reach, really liked her. Even if you can pretend to like someone for a while, you can't pretend for a long time. A thought that she had ignored for a long time, like a seed buried deep in the ground, gradually broke through the soil and sprouted. Had she really fallen for Pei Yuqing? What about Pei Yuqing? Who was the person he truly loved? She had always felt that she had no choice in this relationship and that she could leave at any time. For a long time, she had been planning how to break up with him. But now she was starting to feel uncertain. Lin Yan thought about it for a whole night before sending Ling Yu a message to meet her. End of this chapter. Chapter 887. The next day, in a private room in a cafe. Sister Yan, why did you ask me out today? How is brother Yu? Asked Ling Yu. Lin Yan stroked her chin as she stirred the coffee in her hand. His fever has subsided, and he has stopped working. Ling Yu smiled and blinked. I heard from Xing Chen that you're very strict now. Even Chang Mo doesn't dare disturb brother Yu without your permission. Ling Yu seemed to sense that Lin Yan was distracted. Sister Yan, is something bothering you? Lin Yan snapped out of her reverie. She didn't like to be caught in a dilemma, so she said, Ling Yu, actually, I wanted to ask you something. What is it? Sister Yan, ask away. As long as it's something I know, I will tell you everything. Ling Yu immediately spoke confidently when it came to her expertise. Lin Yan deliberated over her words. Ling Yu, let me ask you. Does Pei Yuqing have a close confidant? Ling Yu was taken aback for a moment before she snapped back to her senses. Close confidant? Lin Yan nodded. Yeah, is there such a person? Ling Yu didn't understand why Lin Yan would ask this question. What puzzled her even more was that this question didn't seem to exist. Ling Yu replied honestly, "Sister Yan, why did you suddenly ask this?" Lin Yan pretended to ask casually. "What's wrong with this question?" "Nothing. It's just impossible. Brother Yu doesn't like women at all, let alone women who are close to him. How could he have such a confidant?" Ling Yu replied confidently. Lin Yan frowned. "Really? Think about it carefully. This woman must have an extraordinary relationship with Pei Yuqing. Not only can she enter Cloud Manor unimpeded, but she also knows the passwords to some of Pei Yuqing's personal equipment. She even knows where the items in his study are. I'm sure that this woman is interested in Pei Yuqing. Is there no one around him who fits the criteria I mentioned?" Ling Yu realized that Lin Yan didn't seem to be asking casually. Hence, she mulled it over before replying. "Sister Yan, based on what you said, there can only be one person who could do that." "Is there really such a person?" Lin Yan sat up straight. Ling Yu nodded. "Yes, but it's not a woman. It's a man." A man? Lin Yan was shocked. Who? She had assumed that the person who had a crush on Pei Yuqing was a woman, but she hadn't expected that it would be a man as well. Ling Yu said, "Qingmo." Lin Yan replied. Ling Yu shrugged. "I think only Brother Yu's senior assistant would be able to do this. To be honest, I don't think even Cheng Mo would know the password to Brother Yu's personal equipment or the location of the items in his study. Brother Yu doesn't even have a servant. The butler arranges for someone to clean and deliver daily necessities. Even Pei Yutong and Pei Nanshu, his two younger brothers, rarely dare to disturb him. Hence, Sister Yan, you should be able to tell that Brother Yu is a very defensive person. He is also very territorial, even when it comes to his family." End of this chapter. Chapter 888. Lin Yan blinked in confusion. Really? I really didn't notice. I entered his study whenever I wanted. I also placed confidential documents wherever I wanted. He didn't avoid me when he held video meetings with the higher-ups." Ling Yu, who was at a loss for words, muttered, "Sister Yan, don't show off your affection for him." Lin Yan was speechless. How could she? She had to get down to business. However, Lin Yan pondered it for a moment and realized that it was true. She rarely saw any servants at Cloud Manor, and the butler was elusive. Most of the time, Pei Yuqing would even do some housework himself. Initially, she had thought that Pei Yuqing was difficult to get close to. However, she had gradually realized that he was a very gentle person. Ling Yu glanced at Lin Yan cautiously. "Sister Yan, did someone gossip about you? Or did you read some gossip online? Those are all fake. Don't believe them. Brother Yu doesn't have any women around him. You're his only girlfriend. I can testify to that." Lin Yan gazed intently at Ling Yu. "What if I said that I saw everything with my own eyes?" When Ling Yu heard this, she was really shocked. "What? You saw it with your own eyes?" Lin Yan nodded. "Besides, that woman can even imitate Pei Yuqing's handwriting perfectly. She must know a lot about Pei Yuqing's company." That day, Pei Yuqing's urgent documents had been handled by the consciousness that had possessed her body. She had seen the entire process with her own eyes. She had even seen the consciousness controlling her body to sign the documents. This couldn't be fake. Hence, she suspected that this woman was a member of Pei Yuqing's company. Ling Yu scratched her head. "Sister Yan, it's really impossible. There are a few female executives in the company, but none of them are close to Brother Yu, let alone that close to him. As for the one in Country M, although the two families are close." Lin Yan sensed something amiss. "Who's from Country M?" No one." Ling Yu waved her hands frantically, looking flustered. Lin Yan pondered for a moment before she asked, "Is it Miss Rome?" Ling Yu replied disdainfully, "Our families are interested in a marriage alliance, but Brother Yu doesn't like her at all. That woman can't even compare to you, Sister Yan. Brother Yu is only interested in her because of her background. He doesn't have a close relationship with her." Lin Yan, who had been suppressing the rage in her heart, began to stir again. She replied unhappily, "Anyway, this woman definitely exists. I just don't know who she is." I suspect that she is Pei Yuqing's true love. After all, Pei Yuqing had fallen in love with her because of that consciousness. Strictly speaking, Pei Yuqing had fallen in love with that consciousness, not with her. What? Sister Yan, don't let your imagination run wild. Brother Yu loves you wholeheartedly. He would never fall in love with another woman. Ling Yu was frightened out of her wits. Sister Yan had sounded so certain and detailed, so it had to be true. However, it was strange that there was no news of her at all. It didn't make sense that she had no idea that Brother Yu had such a person by his side. However, she wasn't fully aware of Brother Yu's situation. Thus, Ling Yu couldn't be sure. End of this chapter. Chapter 889. Was there really such a woman? She had witnessed Brother Yu's feelings for Sister Yan with her own eyes, so she refused to believe that Brother Yu would cheat on her. This was no small matter. Furthermore, Brother Yu was at fault. If the two of them broke up because of this, things would get out of hand. No, she had to think of a solution. Although she was nominally working for Lin Yan, she was on the same side as Xing Chen and the others. She hoped that Brother Yu and Sister Yan's relationship would be smooth. She could only let Sister Yan down this time. Ahem. Sister Yan, I need to go to the bathroom. Okay. While Lin Yan was chatting with Ling Yu, Xing Chen and Qin Huan had been summoned to Cloud Manor. Pei Yutong and Pei Nanshu had also been summoned. The four of them stood in the living room as they stared at Pei Yuqing, who was sitting on the couch. Pei Yutong rubbed his nose and assured them. Brother, big sister-in-law really didn't say anything to me. Qin Huan chimed in. She didn't look for me either. Xing Chen replied. She didn't look for me. Pei Nanshu replied. I didn't hear her say anything special either. Pei Yutong replied. We met yesterday. Big sister-in-law really didn't say anything. She behaved normally. Nothing happened. Pei Yuqing rested his hand on his forehead, his eyes filled with confusion. His lazy voice was laced with impatience. Then why is she angry? The four of them looked at each other in dismay. Pei Yutong mumbled, Is big sister-in-law angry? What? As the four of them were racking their brains, Xing Chen's phone rang. Brother Yu, I have to take this call. Normally, he wouldn't dare answer a call. However, Ling Yu was calling, so he was worried that something urgent had happened. Pei Yuqing waved his hand and ignored him. Xing Chen hurriedly walked to the side to answer the call. Ling Yu, who was on the other end of the line, had no idea what she was talking about. After a long time, Xing Chen's expression was still fine at the beginning. However, as he listened, his expression became uglier and uglier. Finally, his face turned pale. About 5 or 6 minutes later, Xing Chen hung up the phone and walked back with an unnatural expression. Pei Yuqing, who seemed to sense Xing Chen's unusual expression, glanced at him coldly. A thin layer of perspiration formed on Xing Chen's forehead as though he didn't dare to look at Pei Yuqing. After hesitating for some time, he finally said, Brother Yu. Ling Yu called me just now. She told me. The three of them cast suspicious glances at Xing Chen as they observed his expression. They realized that Ling Yu had something to do with Lin Yan. Pei Yutong replied unhappily. Is it about Sister Yan? Sister Yan had gone to look for Ling Yu. No wonder she hadn't looked for me. Sister Yan was too much. Am I still her biological child? Why didn't you look for me first? What's going on? Qin Huan asked. Pei Nanshu glanced at her suspiciously. Big sister-in-law, are you facing some difficulties that you can't talk about? Xing Chen shook his head with a conflicted expression. Then, he nodded and shook his head again. Under everyone's urging gazes, he glanced at Pei Yuqing and stammered. Brother Yu, Ling Yu told me that Miss Lin. She suspects that you're cheating on her. Xing Chen was speechless. Qin Huan was speechless. Pei Yutong was speechless. Pei Nanshu was speechless. Pei Yuqing was speechless. Thank you for waiting for a long time. I'll update soon. End of this chapter. Chapter 890. The air seemed to freeze as a dead silence ensued. After some time, Qin Huan, Pei Yutong, and Pei Nanshu exclaimed in unison, What? Big brother and brother Yu are having an affair? Silence ensued once more. Everyone turned to look at Pei Yuqing. The man in question was still in shock. His lips were pursed, and his brows were furrowed. There was a trace of absurdity in his eyes. Pei Yuqing's eyes blazed as he glanced at Xing Chen. Speak clearly. Qin Huan, Pei Yutong, and Pei Nanshu also turned to look at Xing Chen. Xing Chen swallowed his saliva. Ling Yu told me over the phone that Miss Lin found out that you were very intimate with a woman. Qin Huan, Pei Yutong, and Pei Nanshu turned to Pei Yuqing in unison. Pei Yuqing frowned. Continue. Xing Chen didn't dare speak, so he forced himself to continue. Miss Lin said that not only can that woman enter Cloud Manor freely, but she also seems to come here often. You even allow her to enter the study as she pleases. That woman even knows the password to your personal equipment. Brother Yu. Qin Huan was shocked. How is that possible? Miss Lin is talking about herself, right? Other than her, who else could be so intimate with Brother Yu? Pei Yutong chimed in immediately. Impossible. That's impossible. Even I don't have such privileges. Qin Huan glanced at him. Third young master, isn't it normal that you don't have such privileges? Pei Yutong was speechless. That sounded normal. Pei Nanshu glanced at them helplessly and asked, Big brother can't possibly have another woman. Besides, they are so close. Why would big sister-in-law say that? Pei Yuqing was naturally puzzled as well. The man racked his brains, but he couldn't figure it out. Xing Chen didn't dare continue. I asked Ling Yu the same question, but Ling Yu told me that Miss Lin said that she saw it with her own eyes. What? She saw it with her own eyes? The moment Xing Chen finished speaking, the three of them shifted their attention to Pei Yuqing, waiting for his answer. Everyone was taken aback when Xing Chen said that Lin Yan had seen it with her own eyes. Even Qin Huan and Pei Nanshu were taken aback. Pei Yutong blurted out in shock. No way. Big brother, you really had an affair. Big brother, I misjudged you. Pei Yuqing glanced at Pei Yutong, who shrank back in fear and shut his mouth immediately. No wonder he had sensed something amiss about Lin Yan. No wonder she asked those strange questions last time. Why would Lin Yan have such a misunderstanding? And she said she saw it with her own eyes? Pei Yuqing suddenly thought of a possibility. Pei Yuqing was deep in thought when a bolt of lightning struck him. A second later, his consciousness went blank and his body collapsed. On the other hand, Lin Yan didn't get any useful information from Ling Yu, so she left. Originally, she wanted to ask Ling Yu about Zhang San and Li Si, but considering that this matter was a bit dangerous, she didn't want to involve Ling Yu, so she gave up. She didn't know who those people were and why they were looking for her. End of chapter. Chapter 891. For some reason, Lin Yan had been feeling uneasy ever since that morning. She couldn't focus. Such a situation rarely happened, but it left a deep impression on Lin Yan. The first time it had happened, she and her younger brother had been captured and taken to a mysterious laboratory. They had experienced life and death and the cruelty of human nature. The second time it happened was on the track of the race of the summit. She was completely defeated in that battle. What's going on? Lin Yan furrowed her eyebrows slightly. Could it be that evolved humans could sense that something ominous was about to happen? That was too ridiculous. Lin Yan felt that this was just a coincidence. Even so, Lin Yan still slowed down. She was the god of racing, after all. She couldn't fail miserably. If she were to get into an accident on this road, her reputation would be ruined. Although Lin Yan didn't believe that anything would happen to her on this road, she couldn't focus, and she felt increasingly uneasy. Ha! Lin Yan's expression changed as she stared ahead in disbelief. A dark shadow was moving toward them like a dark cloud at an extremely fast speed. F***CK. Lin Yan blinked and rubbed her eyes. In a few seconds, Lin Yan was finally certain. She wasn't hallucinating, nor was she seeing things. There was indeed a black cloud pressing down on her. However, this so-called cloud was actually a flock of thousands of crows. Bang! The flock of crows didn't dodge at all as they crashed into Lin Yan's car. In the blink of an eye, the day seemed to have turned into night. The entire car was surrounded by crows, and Lin Yan couldn't control the direction of the car at all. Damn it! Lin Yan stepped on the brakes repeatedly, trying to stop the car. However, Lin Yan's series of actions didn't work. It was as though the car had malfunctioned and wasn't under her control at all. Lin Yan had never imagined that her illustrious reputation would be ruined by a bunch of crows. No wonder she had been feeling uneasy ever since she left the house. She was going to collide with the crows today. Lin Yan couldn't understand. She was already driving the car slowly enough. How on earth did this flock of crows crash into it? Wasn't this King scam? Instinctively, Lin Yan tried to open the car door, but it wouldn't budge. Since she couldn't see anything, her top priority was to stop the car. However, she had lost control of the car and couldn't control it at all. In disbelief, Lin Yan realized that the car hadn't gone out of control. Instead, it had been controlled by the crows. Could the carriage have been carried into the sky by the crows? Lin Yan was dumbfounded. There was no indication that there was anything wrong with the car. Lin Yan pulled the handbrake and the electronic brake at the same time. Even if there had been a malfunction, logically speaking, the car should have slowed to a halt. Besides, she wasn't going very fast. Unless, because of Crow, the tires of the car had deviated from the ground and it was in a situation where it was half touching the ground. That was also why Lin Yan felt that the brakes weren't obvious or even ineffective. The crow has become a spirit? Lin Yan stared at Crow in disbelief. End of chapter. Chapter 892. Lin Yan had never encountered such a situation before. She had never even heard of it. If one were to say that thousands of eagles could capture the carriage, she would accept it. How could a flock of crows lift a car off the ground? If those crows weren't spirits, then what were they? Lin Yan even began to suspect that she was dreaming or that something was wrong with her mind. Just as Lin Yan was deep in thought, she heard a loud bang. At the same time, the car shook violently. Lin Yan instantly determined that the car hadn't hit anything. Instead, the tires had hit the ground, causing the car to shake. A second later, the flock of crows dispersed. Lin Yan finally regained her vision. Lin Yan's car had come to a complete halt. She opened the door and got out of the car. Her eyes were filled with shock. B*TCH. Return my money. Return my money. Shameless. B*TCH. Shameless. Return my money. Return my money. Return my money. Lin Yan's ears were filled with clamorous noises. The man's lips curled into an unfriendly smile as the macaw on his shoulder kept chirping. It's you? Lin Yan frowned as she studied the man. Lin Yan naturally had a deep impression of the man in front of her. Actually, rather than saying that she had an impression of this man, it would be more accurate to say that Lin Yan had an impression of the macaw on his shoulder. Lin Yan had met this man some time ago. I didn't expect this lady to recognize me. Sibai stared at Lin Yan and chuckled softly. I don't know you. Lin Yan glanced at the man and pointed at the macaw on his shoulder. I know it. B*TCH. B*TCH. Return my money. Return my money. Lin Yan was speechless. Haha. Is that so? It's honored to be remembered by you, Sibai replied. Lin Yan was extremely wary of the man in front of her. For no reason or rhyme, she had been brought here by a flock of crows. Coincidentally, this man was also in a remote place, as though he had been waiting for her on purpose. If she told anyone about today's experience, she was afraid that no one would believe her. Who are you? Lin Yan frowned as she studied the man. The man smiled and didn't answer. Those crows? Lin Yan asked curiously. Unfortunately, I used some tricks to call you here. Please don't take offense, Sibai said. It's really you? Lin Yan's expression changed when she heard the man. This man, just what was his background? That large flock of black crows just now was actually just a so-called trick of his? In other words, those crows from before were all controlled by him? Who in this world could control crows? Lin Yan had to believe that evolved beings were right in front of her. She was also an evolved being. However, how could an evolved being be able to control animals? What was the principle behind this? The corners of Sibai's mouth curled up as he chuckled softly. You're wondering why I was able to get a flock of crows to bring you and your car here. Indeed, I'm curious as to why you can make those animals listen to you, replied Lin Yan. If he was a beast tamer, Lin Yan could understand that he could command animals to carry out some simple tasks. However, how could he train a large flock of crows and command them to bring her car here? That was too fantastical. End of this chapter. Chapter 893. It seems like you're indeed a low-level postnatal evolved being. Sibai stared at Lin Yan as he spoke calmly. What do you mean? Asked Lin Yan. I don't mean anything. However, I'm afraid it's too early to make a fuss about this. There are too many things you don't know. Sibai grinned. Lin Yan was speechless. She wouldn't argue with the man about this. Lin Yan didn't know much about evolved beings. She didn't even know her evolved ability, let alone others. In terms of evolution, Lin Yan had been passive. She had become an evolved being and been implicated in an inexplicable evolved being incident. Not only was she an evolved being, but her boss and boyfriend were all evolved beings. Why are you looking for me? Actually, there's no need to go through so much trouble. Just give me a call if you need anything. You'll have to trouble those crows by mobilizing so many people. Lin Yan chuckled softly. Before the man could speak, Lin Yan added, I told you last time that you really recognized the wrong person. I'm not the one who owes you money. You should be very familiar with someone who can lend you 10 billion yuan. Otherwise, take a closer look. It really isn't me. Miss, don't be anxious. I'm not looking for you today to return the money. Actually, there's nothing else. I just want to borrow something from you, Sibai said to Lin Yan. Borrow something? Lin Yan was startled when she heard that. As long as it's not a loan, everything can be discussed, Lin Yan replied instinctively. Don't worry. I don't lack money, so I naturally won't borrow money from you. What I want to borrow has nothing to do with money, said Sibai. Stop keeping me in suspense. What do you want to borrow? Asked Lin Yan. I'll borrow your life. The corners of Sibai's mouth curled up. Lin Yan fell silent when she heard the man. She knew that this man wasn't a kind person, but she hadn't expected him to want her life. Judging from your expression, it seems like there's no room for negotiation, said Sibai. I'm very curious. Who are you? We have no enmity. Why do you want my life? Lin Yan frowned. What reason do you have? Asked Sibai. Lin Yan was speechless. Now, there was no reason to kill someone? Actually, there's a discussion. Lin Yan grinned. Oh! This time, it was Sibai who was stunned. Swoosh! Before Sibai could snap back to his senses, Lin Yan's figure flashed and appeared beside him in an instant. A second later, Lin Yan's fist mercilessly slammed into Sibai's face. Boom! There was a loud noise. Sibai was like a kite with a broken string as he was sent flying by Lin Yan's punch. Lin Yan couldn't believe that her attack had succeeded. Was this man an evolved human? Isn't this a little too weak? Just like that, he still wanted to borrow her life? Where did he get the courage from? At that moment, Lin Yan finally regained her confidence. Thinking about it carefully, she was an evolved human after all, and her strength was not weak. What was there to be afraid of? Are you still going to lend it to me? Lin Yan glanced at Sibai, who was lying on the ground, looking like he was on the verge of death. However, Sibai did not reply. Lin Yan frowned. Could she have used too much strength and killed him with one punch? However, even if she had killed him with one punch, Lin Yan wouldn't feel guilty. He had insisted on borrowing her life for no reason, so she had no choice but to risk her life. Who would have thought that this man would be so weak that he wouldn't be able to withstand a punch? End of this chapter. Chapter 894. Miss, aren't you being too heavy-handed? The man stood up slowly under Lin Yan's astonished gaze, but there was blood at the corner of his mouth. Lin Yan observed him for a moment. This man did look rather miserable, and his face was much paler. The blood at the corner of his mouth was real. So, he was just a paper tiger? Miss, you might have misunderstood. I'm not your match, so I won't be your opponent. Sibai wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth. What do you mean? Lin Yan was puzzled. However, as soon as the man finished speaking, a beast-like roar instantly spread throughout a radius of 100 meters. Lin Yan felt a chill run down her spine. A strange python that Lin Yan had never seen before stood up with its tail supporting its body. Its body was dozens of meters long. Lin Yan had seen Animal World before, and this python was several times longer than the longest python in Animal World. Besides, the python's head seemed to be shaped like a crown, and it was extremely intimidating. It looked like a legendary ancient beast. Lin Yan gasped when she saw the python. Run! This was the only thought left in Lin Yan's mind. However, the huge deterrence made Lin Yan unable to move. An incomprehensible fear rose in her heart. This had completely reached the level of physical oppression. Lin Yan couldn't move at all in front of this python. Ever since she had returned to the country, everything that had happened had subverted her understanding. She had been an evolved human, but now, there was a terrifying python that she had never seen before. There was also a human who could control such a beast. Your life belongs to me today. Sibai chuckled softly as he looked at Lin Yan. As Sibai's voice fell, the giant python let out a terrifying roar. In less than a breath's time, it had already reached Lin Yan's side. Compared to this python, Lin Yan's body was as small as an ant. The huge deterrence made Lin Yan feel even more terrified. Her body was completely out of control. At that moment, Lin Yan could even see the python's huge mouth. It was inches away. Lin Yan had never thought that she would become a meal in the stomach of a ferocious beast. Instinctively, Lin Yan closed her eyes as the roar rang in her ears. However, after waiting for a long time, the roar disappeared, and he didn't feel anything unusual. Lin Yan opened her eyes suspiciously. The giant python was still in front of her. The only difference was that there seemed to be some changes in the python's eyes. Lin Yan's eyes met the python's. The python's gaze wasn't as terrifying as before. Instead, it made her feel at ease. Pei Yuqing. Instinctively, Pei Yuqing's face surfaced in her mind. Looking at the python's eyes again, they had completely overlapped with the eyes of the man in her mind. Lin Yan couldn't understand why she had thought that the python was Pei Yuqing. A second later, Lin Yan frowned. Her eyes weren't playing tricks on her. She was certain that the python had actually grinned at her a second ago. Swoosh! Before Lin Yan could snap out of her daze, the python swung its tail. However, this time, he wasn't targeting Lin Yan. His target was Sibai. At this moment, Sibai's pupils constricted slightly as he looked at the python that was attacking him. A look of surprise appeared on his face. End of chapter. Chapter 895. Besides Sibai, even Lin Yan, who was standing nearby, was puzzled. This python had clearly been controlled by that man, but why had it suddenly changed its temper and given up attacking her? Instead, it had targeted Sibai. Lin Yan had never heard of a python taming. Previously, Lin Yan had thought that even an evolved being shouldn't have such an ability. It seemed like that was indeed the case. Rumble! Before Lin Yan could ponder further, a deafening sound came from ahead. Lin Yan looked up and saw that the python had actually broken the tree beside Sibai with a sweep of its tail. Broken pieces of wood filled the sky, and dust flew everywhere. Lin Yan composed herself and took advantage of this moment to run to the car. She opened the door, started the car, and stepped on the accelerator. She disappeared in an instant. Lin Yan couldn't help but sigh. If she had had such speed during the competition abroad, she would have definitely won first place. Indeed, this person's potential was completely forced out. If this hadn't happened today, she wouldn't have known that her driving skills had room for improvement. This was probably the fastest time she had ever started a car in her life. Although she was nervous and scared, Lin Yan, who was in the driver's seat, managed to stay calm as she increased the speed of the car. This time, Lin Yan could guarantee that if the crows came again, they wouldn't be able to catch up to her and her car. This time, Lin Yan didn't take the small road. Instead, she drove on the main road. On the main road, there were more cars, which could at least boost their courage. Lin Yan reckoned that the man wouldn't do anything out of line in front of everyone. Of course, based on the current situation, the mysterious person who had played with the snake and the bird hadn't played well and had been bitten. He should be too busy to look for her now. Lin Yan calmed herself down and drove to the office. At the same time, in Cloud Manor, Pei Yuqing's sudden fainting scared them out of their wits. However, before they could call the doctor, Pei Yuqing woke up. Big brother. Big brother. Are you all right? Don't scare me. Pei Yutong leaned against the sofa with tears in his eyes. Pei Nanshu looked worried as well. Brother, are you all right? Pei Yuqing raised his hand casually to indicate that he was fine. His eyelashes cast a small shadow, concealing the dark blood-red glow in his eyes. Everyone assumed that Pei Yuqing had fainted because he had been agitated. Pei Yutong said cautiously, Big brother, don't worry too much. There must be a misunderstanding. You can explain it to big sister-in-law later. I think with sister-in-law's temperament, she's definitely not the kind of person who likes to be jealous. Pei Yuqing's eyes were bloodshot as he scanned them. Don't tell her that I fainted. Xing Chen and Qin Huan didn't dare disobey. Yes, brother you. Pei Nanshu knew that Pei Yuqing didn't want Lin Yan to worry, so he couldn't help but persuade him. Big brother, your body can't withstand any agitation. You have to stay calm. I think third brother is right. Big sister-in-law isn't an unreasonable person. Don't worry too much. Xing Chen's phone rang again, so he hurried away to answer it. After answering the call, Xing Chen hurried back with an ugly expression. Brother you, Miss Rong is here. She has arrived at the airport. Chapter 896. Qin Huan's face darkened when he heard that. Why did she suddenly come to the country? Pei Yutong paced around anxiously. What else could she do? She's obviously here for my big brother. F***CK. Is there a mistake? Why did she come at this time? My brother's affair hasn't been explained yet, and now another one is here. Isn't this adding insult to injury? Affair. Pei Yuqing glanced at Pei Yutong. Pei Yutong almost peed his pants when he saw that. He hurriedly corrected himself. No. I mean, big sister-in-law misunderstood that you were having an affair. A misunderstanding. He was doomed. He couldn't let big sister-in-law bump into that woman. Wasn't this the Shuraba? In the office of the company building, Lin Yan slumped on the office chair, exhausted. She was lost in thought as she thought about what had happened in the past 2 days. Everything that had happened during this period of time was indeed unbelievable. Firstly, the so-called Hunters Guild had kept causing trouble for her. At first, Lin Yan had thought that she had offended the Hunters Guild in the past. However, Lin Yan realized that things weren't that simple. Besides the Hunters Guild, there was also the evolved being who could control animals. He knew that he had mistaken her for someone else, but he had still chosen to attack her. Lin Yan couldn't understand this series of actions. Even if that man really thought that she was the person in his memory, it was only right and proper for him to repay his debts. He wanted to kill someone. If this person died, who would pay him back? Sister, what's wrong? He laughing glanced at Lin Yan, looking puzzled. I'm fine, replied Lin Yan. Sister, you haven't been here often these 2 days. A few people came to apply, but their skills were too average. I didn't agree, replied he laughing. Lin Yan studied he laughing thoughtfully. How mediocre could he laughing say that her skills were mediocre? However, it would be extremely difficult for a new team like this to rely on he laughing's method to recruit some good racers. Have you settled the paperwork? Lin Yan glanced at he laughing. He laughing nodded. Sister, it's all done. I'll show you the procedures. He laughing retrieved a stack of documents from his drawer and handed it to Lin Yan. Lin Yan sighed as she finished reading the document. She had accomplished one thing. Although she had been banned from competition and it might be troublesome to create a racing team, it wouldn't be a problem if she used he laughing's name. Sis, although we have investments now, we don't have good racers. It doesn't make sense to start a team so early. I have an idea. He laughing glanced at Lin Yan. Go ahead, replied Lin Yan. Sister, as the saying goes, money makes the world go round. If it really doesn't work, I suggest we increase our funding. I don't believe that there won't be a good racer joining our team. He laughing chuckled. Lin Yan replied without hesitation, I don't accept your suggestion. He Luffing was speechless. Sister, to be honest, our funding is too little. Besides, Aurora is a new team. We don't have money, a name, or resources. Who would be stupid to join us? He Luffing sighed heavily. He admitted that he was stingy, but compared to his cousin, he paled in comparison. He had never seen anyone as stingy as his cousin. Chapter 897. Xiaofeng, you can't rely on money for everything. This kind of thing can't be brought along in life or death. It's not good to be too stubborn. Joining our team can't be based on money. You have to have a dream. As an outstanding racer, if you only look at money, you won't be outstanding. Lin Yan told He Luffing solemnly. The corners of He Luffing's mouth twitched. Sister. If someone else had said that, I would have believed you. Oh no. Sister, are you trying to reduce my salary? Reduce your salary? Lin Yan's eyes lit up. If He Luffing hadn't mentioned it, she wouldn't have thought of it. Xiaofeng. Lin Yan frowned at He Luffing. Am I that kind of person? I won't reduce your salary. Oh, I'm relieved. You gave me a fright, replied He Luffing. However, I'll help you save half of your monthly salary. Look at you. You're a spendthrift. You have to get married and have children in the future. I'll help you save it. You'll feel more at ease, right? Lin Yan grinned. Ha! He Luffing stared at Lin Yan, dumbfounded. Sister, I'm worried. He Luffing shook his head repeatedly. His cousin would help him save money? How could she save money? That would be like throwing a meat bun at a dog. You don't believe me? Lin Yan frowned. He Luffing instinctively shook his head. I don't really believe you. Xiaofeng, we have to have dreams. We started a team to start a business. Not for money. It's for our dream. Lin Yan tried to persuade him. Sister, you're my boss. I'm talking to you about salary, but you're talking to me about dreams. You're too. He Luffing wanted to cry. Too noble? Lin Yan grinned. He Luffing was speechless. How shameless. All right, let's make this decision. When the team starts operating, I'll let you manage the money. You'll have to deal with money every day. Is that okay? Lin Yan quipped. Dealing with money every day. Isn't that an accountant? He Luffing was dumbfounded. Don't you like money? Isn't that great? Lin Yan grinned. The corners of He Luffing's mouth twitched. I feel offended. Lin Yan was speechless. I am a man born for the racing track. Even if I die, I will die on the racing track. How can I become the team's accountant? Born for the track? Instinctively, Lin Yan studied He Luffing. This brat, why did he have such a big misunderstanding of himself? He was born for the racetrack? Hurry up and let go of the racetrack. It wasn't easy. Before Lin Yan could respond, her phone rang. It was a call from Pei Yutong. Sister Yan, where are you? Pei Yutong asked anxiously. What's wrong? Asked Lin Yan. Oh my God. Sister Yan, why are you still in the office? Let me tell you, something has happened. Something terrible has happened. The corners of Lin Yan's mouth twitched. Why don't you change your lines? I'm sick of listening to it. It's true. I'm not lying to you. Something big has happened. I have news that Miss Rong will be here today. Pei Yutong exclaimed. Lin Yan frowned. Miss Rong? Yes, it's Miss Rong, the one from M Nation. Is she here to look for your big brother? Asked Lin Yan. Pei Yutong hastily replied. Daddy, you can't blame Big Brother. This has nothing to do with him. I swear on my second brother's life. Lin Yan was speechless. Does your second brother know about this? Chapter 898. Pei Yutong quipped. Big Brother didn't ask her to come. She came on her own accord. Big Brother didn't know anything about it. Because this time, he came with another important guest, so Big Brother couldn't chase him away. Sister Yan, what's wrong? You seem upset. Pei Yutong felt a chill run down his spine. Lin Yan grinned lazily, but her voice was cold. Why do you think that I'm upset? Ha! You're not? Then why do I feel that? Anyway, I can put myself in your shoes. If I were you, I would pick up a kitchen knife. Pei Yutong quipped. Lin Yan raised an eyebrow and quipped softly. So, you called me to ask me to pick up a kitchen knife? No, no, no. Of course not. What I meant was that Miss Rong is here. Daddy, why don't you not come back? Out of sight, out of mind, Pei Yutong suggested. Of course, it would be best if they didn't meet. Lin Yan narrowed her eyes. Miss Rong is there. Can't I go back? Pei Yutong's voice froze. T. He seemed to be really mad this time. Daddy. I didn't say that. No. I didn't mean it that way. Forget it. Just pretend that I didn't say anything. Pei Yutong was so frightened that he stammered incoherently. Then, he cautiously tried to prove his loyalty. Daddy, look at how I tipped you off about such an important matter. I'm definitely your biological son. Pei Yutong had felt a sense of crisis when he had heard Xing Chen say that Lin Yan had gone to discuss something with Ling Yu. Hence, he had tried to think of a way to win the favor of Ling Yu. Daddy, don't worry. No matter what, I will always be on your side. Just you wait. I will rush back to support you. Lin Yan was speechless when she heard Pei Yutong's loyalty. This naughty child was indeed filial, but it was a pity that his brain was not that good. Lin Yan received a text from Pei Yuqing shortly after she hung up. Pei Yuqing typed, "What time do you get off work? Come home for dinner today." Lin Yan was about to reply when Pei Yuqing sent her another text. Pei Yuqing typed, "I'll cook." Lin Yan was speechless. At the thought of Pei Yuqing's dark cuisine, Lin Yan's heart skipped a beat. Lin Yan replied instantly, "I heard that Miss Rong is coming over today." At this moment, in Cloud Manor, Pei Yuqing read Lin Yan's message in the study. When he read the first half, his eyes glinted coldly. However, when he read the second half, he was startled and his eyes softened. Pei Yuqing's eyes lingered on the words "our family" for a long time. Seconds later, Lin Yan received a message. Pei Yuqing replied, "Okay. However, it has nothing to do with me." Lin Yan replied, "I don't care. She came over and you cooked for her. Did you cook for me or her?" A moment later, Pei Yuqing replied once more. Pei Yuqing replied, "Here." Lin Yan replied, "Only I can eat your food. No one else can. You can't cook today." Pei Yuqing replied, "All right, I won't cook." Lin Yan replied, "All right then. I'll go home for dinner." Pei Yuqing replied, "Yeah, I'll be waiting for you." Lin Yan heaved a sigh of relief when Pei Yuqing said that he wouldn't be cooking. Then her eyes turned cold. Even if it was a dark cuisine, she couldn't let other women eat it. Chapter 899. After driving back to Cloud Manor, Lin Yan returned to her room to stroke the two kittens before heading to Pei Yuqing's study. "Please come in." Lin Yan opened the door after receiving Pei Yuqing's response. Pei Yuqing was reading a stack of documents on his desk. When Lin Yan entered the room, Pei Yuqing placed the documents aside. "You're back." Pei Yuqing glanced at the girl with a gentle smile on his face. "Yeah." Lin Yan nodded and walked over to Pei Yuqing. Her eyes landed on the documents on his desk. Pei Yuqing coughed softly and put the documents away. He then explained, "These are trivial matters. It's not troublesome." Lin Yan scanned the documents casually and her expression changed slightly. She seemed to have seen the words "evolutionary experiment" in the stack of documents. At that moment, the memory of her and her brother in the mysterious laboratory surfaced in Lin Yan's mind again. However, why would there be information about the laboratory in Pei Yuqing's office documents? "Is something on your mind?" Pei Yuqing asked softly when he noticed something amiss with Lin Yan. Lin Yan snapped back to her senses and glanced at Pei Yuqing. She shook her head and replied, "Nothing." "Are you interested in this information?" Pei Yuqing stared at Lin Yan thoughtfully. "I just want to know more about the evolutionary experiment," Lin Yan replied instinctively. Pei Yuqing grinned. "It's just some trivial matters of the Pei family. Take a look if you're interested." Pei Yuqing handed the documents to Lin Yan without hesitation. Lin Yan scanned the documents and saw a lot of information about evolved beings. The Pei family was also researching evolutionary experiments? The Pei family is a large evolved being family, Pei Yuqing explained softly when he saw Lin Yan's confused expression. A large evolved being family? Lin Yan was startled. Although she had guessed it before, it was just a guess. She hadn't expected it to be true. Yeah. Pei Yuqing replied softly. There are many evolved beings like the Pei family. Other than China, many countries are like them. Lin Yan was speechless. Lin Yan realized that she had lived all these years in vain. She was an evolved person. Although she was acquired, her level was not that high. Although the people of the Hunters Guild called her a low-level acquired evolved person, she was at least an evolved person. However, she knew nothing about evolved people. Pei Yuqing added, evolved beings are divided into born evolved beings and postnatal evolved beings. Lin Yan replied, from the looks of it, a congenital evolved being is superior to a postnatal evolved being? Pei Yuqing nodded. That's right. Not only is it difficult for evolved beings to evolve, but even if they succeed, most of them will be at a low level. It's extremely difficult for them to evolve further. However, evolved beings are different. Most of them are born with strong abilities, so it's easier for them to evolve. Lin Yan stroked her chin thoughtfully. I understand. It's just like vampires. Natural vampires are more noble and powerful than humans who were bitten and turned into vampires, right? Pei Yuqing chuckled softly. Not bad. You can understand it that way. Pei Yuqing paused for a moment before he said, there are too few powerful evolved beings at birth. That's why there are artificial evolution experiments. Many evolved beings like the Pei family would secretly conduct experiments and modifications on ordinary descendants in order to have more evolved beings in the family. They would then make them postnatal evolved beings. End of this chapter. Chapter 900. Lin Yan's face turned pale as she recalled what had happened in the laboratory. That's too cruel. Pei Yuqing narrowed his eyes. Yes, the experiment of transforming ordinary people into evolved beings is rather cruel and painful. It's also very dangerous and inhumane. An organization like the Hunters Guild maintains the order of evolved beings, punishes illegal experiments, and arrests postnatal evolved beings. Lin Yan was enlightened. No wonder the people from the Hunters Guild keep looking for trouble with me. Is it because I'm an illegal postnatal evolved being? Pei Yuqing glanced at the girl. Generally speaking, the Hunters Guild won't arrest postnatal evolved beings who haven't committed any crimes. I'm afraid there's a deeper reason for what happened to you, so you have to be careful. Oh, I got it. Lin Yan nodded obediently. There was indeed something fishy about her. Those people had looked for trouble with her not only because she was an evolved being, but also because she looked like someone. It was rare for Lin Yan to have a channel to understand this, so she couldn't help but probe further. How are the levels and abilities of evolved beings differentiated? In the beginning, there was no distinction between evolved beings. However, now, after generations of wisdom and experience, the general level of evolved beings has been distinguished. Lin Yan had a rough idea after Pei Yuqing's explanation. Pei Yuqing's explanation of the evolved beings' hierarchy was very simple. She could roughly understand that there were 9 levels. SSS, SS, S, A, B, C, D, E, F. The probability of an ordinary person becoming an evolver was extremely low. Even if it was an F class, it would still be extremely difficult. Class E and D were considered very high levels. Other than the higher-ups of the Hunters Guild, there hadn't been an evolved being above Class B in the capital city for a decade. Of course, the so-called hierarchy had nothing to do with the strength of an evolved being. It was only related to the evolution switch in the brain. Class F evolved beings had extremely weak control over their evolved abilities. A Class E evolved being's ability to evolve was several times that of a Class F evolved being. Even if there was a difference of 1 level, the difference in abilities was like heaven and earth. Other than the hierarchy, one also had to look at one's evolved ability. If one's evolved ability was weak, one might not be a match for a low-level evolved being, no matter how high one's level was. This reminded Lin Yan of the man who could control animals. Lin Yan had fought him before, so she knew that the man was indeed very weak. Without the help of the beast, Lin Yan believed that she could kill him with a few punches. Moreover, the evolution abilities of evolvers were also mutually reinforcing and restraining each other. It was extremely complicated. Of course, Pei Yuqing had only briefly explained some evolved human knowledge. As for the more profound knowledge, he couldn't explain it clearly with words. Mr. Pei, are evolved beings related to science? Lin Yan glanced at him curiously. According to Lin Yan's analysis, it should be related. The evolution of the brain was theoretically possible, but the evolution ability surprised Lin Yan. Just like how that man could control animals. Pei Yuqing chuckled softly and glanced at Lin Yan. What is science? If science can explain it, it is science. However, if science can't explain it, does it mean that science hasn't discovered the truth, or that the truth doesn't conform to science? Science shouldn't exist. Lin Yan fell into deep thought when she heard him. End of chapter. Chapter 901. Evolution can indeed be explained by science. A portion of an evolved being's abilities can be explained as well. However, many abilities can't be explained from a scientific point of view. However, there are traces of them, replied Pei Yuqing. All right then. Lin Yan sighed. The world was really full of wonders. She couldn't use common sense to look at evolved beings. Pei Yuqing glanced at Lin Yan and explained, an evolved being's abilities can be roughly divided into two types. The evolution of mental strength and the evolution of the body. The evolution of the body is mainly to greatly improve the quality of the body, while the evolution of mental strength is to evolve the brain. Pei Yuqing chuckled when he saw the confusion on Lin Yan's face. Do you think it's very complicated? Lin Yan pondered it for a moment before she replied, it's quite complicated, but can you understand it this way? It's like a game character. An evolved being with mental strength is a sorcerer, while an evolved being with a physical body is an assassin. Pei Yuqing was taken aback when he heard Lin Yan. After some thought, Pei Yuqing replied, I've never played a game before, but I should be able to understand it this way. I understand now. Lin Yan was enlightened. That was why the man who could control animals had evolved his brain and evolved his mental strength. That was why he couldn't take a beating. She was an evolved being with a physical body, just like an assassin. If she fought a sorcerer in close combat, it would be like a father beating his son. What would happen if one's mental strength evolved or their body evolved to the limit? Lin Yan was curious. It's very difficult. Pei Yuqing shook his head. The stronger the ability and the higher the level of evolution, the greater the risk one faces. Their body might not be able to withstand the pressure, and they might have a mental breakdown. If it's serious, they might die. If they're lucky, their evolution and abilities will regress. Lin Yan hadn't expected a high-level evolved being to face such a risk. What if they get through this hurdle? Asked Lin Yan. It's almost impossible. I've never heard of it before, replied Pei Yuqing. I mean if, hypothetically, replied Lin Yan. I don't know either. Pei Yuqing pondered this for a moment before shaking his head. Lin Yan was speechless. Like I said before, you can listen to the world and control yourself completely. You're no different from a god. However, I don't know exactly what it is like, Pei Yuqing added. Lin Yan could understand this. After all, this was all theoretical. It seemed like no evolved being had reached that stage. Hence, no one dared to guarantee anything. All right. Lin Yan studied him curiously. Are you a mental or physical evolved being? What level are you at? Lin Yan had always been very curious about Pei Yuqing. Based on her previous understanding of him, she felt that he should be an evolved being with a high level. I want to know. Pei Yuqing grinned. Yes. Lin Yan nodded hastily. In the past, she wouldn't have asked too much about Pei Yuqing. However, she couldn't help but want to know more now. Perhaps, I'm about the same as you. Pei Yuqing grinned. Lin Yan was speechless. Even if he didn't want to tell her, there was no need to be so perfunctory. He was about the same as her. At most, she was an assassin who had just left the beginner's village. Perhaps, she hadn't even left the beginner's village. Lin Yan really didn't believe that Pei Yuqing was about the same as her. Chapter 902. Lin Yan had a rough understanding of the levels and classifications of evolved beings. However, it was just a general idea. Lin Yan didn't have a specific concept of the ABCDEFS that Pei Yuqing had mentioned. For example, how strong was an S in a class? What was the concept of a C or F class? Lin Yan believed that her fists were heavy, so logically speaking, she should be very strong. What level was she at? No matter what, Lin Yan felt that Pei Yuqing's ability and level had to be much higher than hers. Mr. Pei, could you be a Class SSS evolved being? Lin Yan's eyes widened as she stared at Pei Yuqing curiously. SS. Pei Yuqing's eyes turned gentle as he glanced at Lin Yan with a smile. Class SSS is just a legend. In this world, no one can confirm if evolved beings above Class S exist. Ha! Lin Yan was startled by Pei Yuqing's words. Did Pei Yuqing mean that there might not be any evolved beings above Class S in this world? Was he telling the truth, or was he just trying to brush her off? Since there was a concept of class, why had it never appeared? Mr. Pei, human evolution has existed since ancient times. Up until now, there hasn't been an evolved being above Class S. Aren't those connate evolved beings very powerful? Why can't they achieve it? Lin Yan voiced her doubts. Pei Yuqing nodded and chuckled. I don't know if there has been a Class S or above since ancient times, but there are all sorts of strange things in this world. Perhaps there has been, but people don't know about it. Of course, as I said earlier, as the level of evolution increases, the risks that evolved beings face will multiply. Perhaps there really are extraordinary geniuses, but most of them can't withstand the pressure of evolution. It's common for their abilities to degenerate or die tragically, Pei Yuqing explained. Lin Yan was speechless. After hearing Pei Yuqing's words, Lin Yan suddenly felt that she didn't want to be an evolved being anymore. That was too tragic. If I had such a day, what would I do? Lin Yan sighed. Pei Yuqing grinned. Girls nowadays are afraid of growing muscles after going to the gym for a few days. Lin Yan stared at him intently. Who are you looking down on? I'm very strong too. I was being humble earlier. I think I'm at least a class A now. At the very least, I'm a Class B evolved being. Do you believe me? I will, Pei Yuqing answered after some thought. Lin Yan was speechless. Will it? It will. What was the meaning of this? What level do you think I am now? Lin Yan stared at Pei Yuqing. Do you want to hear the truth or a lie? Pei Yuqing grinned. Tell me a lie first. Lin Yan pondered for a moment before she replied. Then you should be SSS, replied Pei Yuqing. Lin Yan replied. That's indeed a lie. If I were SSS, wouldn't I be all-powerful? All the evolved beings would have to cozy up to me and call me boss. Almost, Pei Yuqing replied. Will you cozy up to me? Lin Yan snorted. Yes. Pei Yuqing chuckled softly. Then, I'll kick down all the evolved beings who are clinging to you. Lin Yan was speechless. All right, I've heard the lie. I want to hear the truth, replied Lin Yan. If you're telling the truth, you should be a Class F. Pei Yuqing looked serious. End of this chapter. Chapter 903. Class. The corners of Lin Yan's mouth twitched. That was why she was an evolved being of the lowest level. She was a lowly Class F evolved being. Couldn't he give her some dignity and tell the truth? Men were indeed all big pig trotters. However, on second thought, so what if she was a Class F? The previous few waves of people sent by the Hunters Guild to capture her had been beaten to a pulp by her. They had knelt on the ground and begged for mercy. Even the mysterious man who could control beasts had been sent flying by her punch. Even if she was a Class F, she would definitely be a Class F evolved being with great potential. Perhaps she would skip a grade one day and jump straight to Class A. Lin Yan was about to say something when Xing Chen's voice rang out. Brother Yu. Come in, replied Pei Yuqing. A second later, Xing Chen pushed the door open and walked in. Lin Yan instinctively sized Xing Chen up as though she was deep in thought. Xing Chen and the others who accompanied Pei Yuqing were probably evolved beings. However, Lin Yan was very curious about their evolution levels and abilities. Lin Yan had never seen the evolved abilities of Xing Chen and the others. Would it be as interesting as magic? Unfortunately, she was a physical evolved being, not a spiritual evolved being. She didn't have any special and magical abilities. Lin Yan was envious of the man who could control beasts. If she had that ability, she wouldn't need to pet cats in the future. She could pet lions, tigers, bears, elephants, and killer whales every day. That feeling would definitely be better than petting cats and dogs. Lin Yan couldn't help but sigh. Such a powerful evolved being was actually possessed by that kind of person. This world was really unfair. She was a delicate girl. How could she become a physical evolved being? Her fists were so hard that she could kill a person with one punch. How crude and cruel. Lin Yan blushed at the thought of this. All right, she wasn't that delicate. Speak. Pei Yuqing spoke when he saw Xing Chen standing there silently. Air. Xing Chen instinctively glanced at Lin Yan. She's here. Who's here? Lin Yan asked curiously. Sister is here, Xing Chen replied softly. What are you talking about? Lin Yan was confused. Miss is here to look for brother Yu. Xing Chen lowered his head. Lin Yan stared blankly at Xing Chen before turning to Pei Yuqing. Miss. Pei Yuqing's eyes trailed to Xing Chen as he said expressionlessly, Speak normally. It's that. Brother Yu, Miss Rong is here. Xing Chen gritted his teeth helplessly. He hadn't said anything earlier because he was afraid that Lin Yan would misunderstand. Xing Chen had already hinted to Pei Yuqing several times, but Pei Yuqing's attention had been entirely focused on Lin Yan. As a man, wasn't his hint obvious enough? Shouldn't he understand instantly? Pei Yuqing studied Xing Chen thoughtfully when he heard her say, Miss Rong. Xing Chen felt a chill run down his spine. It wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault at all. He hesitated for a long time and did not say it out loud. He had already done his best. Miss Rong. Lin Yan glanced at Pei Yuqing thoughtfully. Mr. Pei, your guest is here. Why aren't you greeting him? Lin Yan glanced at Pei Yuqing. End of this chapter. Chapter 904. Xing Chen broke out in cold sweat when he saw Lin Yan's expression. Big sister, please don't. Miss Lin, please don't be angry. This is what happened. Xing Chen hurriedly explained to Lin Yan. Angry? Lin Yan glanced at Xing Chen. Who said that I'm angry? How can you tell that I'm angry? Do I look angry? Xing Chen was speechless. The word like was removed, and the only thing missing was the words, I'm very unhappy written on his forehead. Let's go and meet the guest, Pei Yuqing told Lin Yan gently. Lin Yan shook her head. I'm not going. I don't want to disturb your conversation. Miss Lin, you've misunderstood. Although Miss Rong likes brother Yu. Before Xing Chen could finish his sentence, Pei Yuqing shot him a cold glare. Indeed, Lin Yan's expression changed when she heard the latter half of Xing Chen's sentence. Oh. How much do you like him? Lin Yan grinned. Xing Chen was speechless. He was there to deliver a message, not to go to the execution ground. If he really couldn't do it, he should just give him a quick death. You haven't told me how much you like him. Lin Yan pressed on when Xing Chen remained silent. Xing Chen looked awkward as he glanced at Pei Yuqing. Miss Lin is asking you a question. Why are you looking at me? Pei Yuqing replied calmly. Then what should I say? Xing Chen turned to Pei Yuqing cautiously with a bitter expression on his face. Tell me the truth, replied Pei Yuqing. Xing Chen was speechless. If he had known that this would happen, he would have asked Qin Huan to deliver the message. Why did he have to deliver the message? Since Pei Yuqing wanted him to tell the truth, Xing Chen had no choice but to reply helplessly. Miss Rong is very infatuated with brother Yu. Lin Yan grinned at Pei Yuqing. Suddenly, a thought flashed across her mind. Infatuated with Pei Yuqing? Could that pervert be Miss Rong? Let's go eat together. Let's see how infatuated that lady is with me. Pei Yuqing grinned and held Lin Yan's hand. Lin Yan was speechless. He hadn't even said anything, yet he wanted to leave. He even wanted to show her how infatuated Miss Rong was with him. Shameful. If you find her an eyesore, Pei Yuqing told Xing Chen, make her leave. Ah. Brother Yu, That's the eldest daughter of the Tang family. Xing Chen was startled. Was he going to drive Tang Rong away just like that? He didn't look like he was joking, so Xing Chen nodded and did as he was told. Wait. Suddenly, Lin Yan said, "You're a guest, so you have to show some respect. It wouldn't be nice to chase you away. I was just joking. Go ahead and eat." "If this is your decision, sure," replied Pei Yuqing. "However, you have to show respect to the guests." "Why?" Lin Yan was puzzled. "Because you're the owner of this place." Pei Yuqing grinned at Lin Yan. Lin Yan was speechless. She pondered this for some time before she raised her head. "I can go, but I'm not doing it out of respect or to keep an eye on you. I'm hungry." "Mistress is hungry," Pei Yuqing replied. Xing Chen stared at Pei Yuqing in astonishment. Was this the brother Yu he knew? Indeed, spring nights were short, and the sun had to rise high. From then on, the king wouldn't attend morning court. Lin Yan whispered to Pei Yuqing, "Go ahead then. I have something to ask Xing Chen. I'll be there in a while." End of this chapter. You're tuning in to the Xueqi's Martial Arts Saga YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.